Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking live at Lucas Oil Raceway of Indianapolis. The season has already been decided throughout the point season for the American Motorsports Association NEXTGEN Challenge Series. But tonight, it's bragging rights. It's All-Star Night. On behalf of everybody at your home for sim racing, LSR TV, BBC Signs and Graphics, and Ohio and Indiana Roofing, we welcome you to the AMA All-Star Race, presented by LSR TV from Lucas Oil Raceway. Good evening, I am Wesley Outland, joined alongside Tennessee's Brett Rolls, and Country Roads' Will Duvall will be in the production chair. And again, Brett, this is All-Star Night. Bottom line, qualifying hot lap practice is about to conclude. The drivers of the AMA NEXTGEN Challenge Series are about to prepare for the last chance challenge to make it in to the All-Star race. We're taking 4 from the drivers that are on track right now practicing.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting night. I've never really seen the Cup cars get brought to Lucas Oil for a race before, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see, who's able to hang on to this.
We're going to do 2 25-lap segments. Caution laps do not count. Caution laps do not count, okay? That means if we have a yellow flag, we'll go under caution and knock off as many laps. Hopefully it won't be a long time. All-Star race, but there's also going to be $100 to the winner, a big trophy up for grabs, and an automatic 3-year bid as a previous winner of the inaugural All-Star Showdown here tonight. You'll be able to race the next 3 years in the All-Star race if you decide to continue with the AMA NEXTGEN Challenge Series.
Yeah, a lot of bragging rights and a lot of opportunities to come out of this race for a lot of drivers. As you see Cade Green there getting into the wall a little heavy as he was getting loose coming through turn 2. As I mentioned, these cars have a lot of horsepower for such a little tiny track. I mean, we're used to seeing them at like Martinsville and Bristol as far as short track goes, but Lucas Oil is not a track that you really see Cup cars or even much of Xfinity cars here either. I think the trucks may have ran here a handful of times, but it's going to be interesting to see how much throttle control really comes into play. As you think about, this is almost like similar to like a flat version of Bristol. It's almost like Bristol and New Hampshire combined.
And we will decide coming up later to the All-Star Last Chance Challenge. First stage, 40 laps. Second stage, 30 laps. Third stage is 20, and a 10-lap shootout, all coming up here tonight from the Lucas Oil Raceway of Indianapolis. The drivers getting ready right here. We're taking 4 that go to the showdown. It's right on LSR TV, your home for sim racing. We'll be back with the AMA NEXTGEN Challenge Series from Lucas Oil Raceway in just a moment.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Welcome back to Lucas Oil Raceway of Indianapolis. We are getting ready for All-Star Night. It is the Showdown. But first, the Last Chance All-Star Challenge about to get underway as the drivers of the AMA Next Gen Challenge Series prepare to grid, ready for the Stage 1, 25 laps. Caution laps do not count. Brett Rolls, your thoughts before we give the lineup? It should be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good, tight race here. I'm expecting a lot of door-to-door action, so keep an eye out for that side-by-side action. As I think later on towards the end of this twin 25 stretches here, we may see that top side come into factor, and it could come down to a really close finish here for both stages.
So let's give you your starting lineup for now. The Last Chance Challenge Showdown. Here we go. It's going to be Chris Medford. He's on the pole in the number 84 machine. To the outside, Eric Blunt in the number 6. Starting lineup presented by Waltz Beard Co. Row number 2 is going to find Damon Cox. Matthew McMeekin, I don't know why in the world he is in this race. He should not be in it. He has already won in the season and has transferred into the Showdown. I do not know why he's lined up in the grid. But anyhow, scratch McMeekin. He will not be in this race. Damon Cox will be in the 57. Row number 3 is going to find Cade Green in the number 19. Race control is somebody that's actually operating the race, so that is not a competitor. Brian Snare in the 43 car. To his outside, Tyler Hilton in the number 82. Row number 5 will find Doug Wasaki and Dustin Ping. He was fastest in practice in the 1 car. That will be the 34 and the 1 for row 5. Row number 6 will find Travis Smith in the 95. Ray Radford in the 47. Justin Walters will tag the back, and that will be the starting lineup here for race number 1. The field will roll off. We're ready for the first segment, 25 laps. Segment 1, 25 laps, top 2 advance. Stage break cautions with the pits being open. Stage 2 will be 25 laps, top 2 advance. Then we will decide 2 drivers from a fan vote challenge here for the All-Star Last Chance Challenge right here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Brett, the field getting a couple of preliminary laps before they turn them loose. Matter of fact, they're not going to waste any time. The lights are off on the pace car. This should be an interesting race here tonight. 1 to go. Next time by, we go green.
Absolutely, as the lights go off on the iRacing.com pace card, this is going to be an interesting start going into turn 1 and 2, seeing just how much you have to back off the throttle, as we're going to see if Chris Medford can get the lead here coming into turn 1 and set out early on this 25-lap stage.
The Last Chance All-Star Challenge, ready to go. Taking the top 2 finishers here in the 25-lap stage, number 1. Here they come, 25 laps. They're in turn number 3. The pace car has already dropped onto the pit lane as you're seeing them come to the restart box off of turn number 4. We're ready. The All-Star Last Chance Challenge, segment 1, green at Indy. Off into turn number 1, it's going to be Ping and Medford side by side. Ping will get the jump on the inside as they work their way to the back straightaway. Here comes the 43 of Brian Snare. He's now trying to size up the car of Smith. They make their way off the corner off turn 4. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a race, the Last Chance All-Star Challenge, stage 1 underway, and Ping leads the way, Brett Rolls.
Yeah, keep an eye on that 95 of Travis Smith. He's running the high side.
Oh, trouble! Box straight away. Brian Snare goes down, spins bottom of the racetrack, and that will bring out the caution flag.
And you saw that there, both cars coming off a turn 2, and it looks to me like he just got a little bit loose, as it looks like the 95 of Travis Smith just came around. I'm not sure if any contact was made there or not. As we're going to have the Swag TV replay coming up for you here.
replay. Brian Snare just simply losing it on his own in car number 43. What do you think there, Brett? It might not be that badly damaged.
Yeah, not looking like he's got too much heavy damage as far as like maybe any engine damage. I mean, he took a pretty decent hit, but doesn't look like it was too hard. Looked like he got up on the brakes there pretty decent. So looking like it might just be some cosmetic damage there for the number 43. He should be able to, with this being a short track, it's not really so aero dependent. So as long as he doesn't have any critical damage to, any engine damage or anything like that, he should be able to battle back and be able to keep up with the field here.
Under the yellow flag here as the field is working under the pace car after that accident involving Brian Snare in car number 43. He's going to fall back to the 6th position here for the stage number 1 of the Last Chance All-Star Challenge to make it in to the All-Star Showdown here tonight from Lucas Oil Raceway, Indianapolis, part of the All-Star Showdown 2020 presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing on LSR TV. Doug Wasaki looks like he's having some work being done. He's gone behind the wall, and he's back now in the 8th position. Ping's car, we talked about it. He leads the way in the 1 car, Brett, and picking up right where he left off here. He's on the pole, and he's leading the way. But remember, caution laps do not count here in this 25-lap race for segment 1.
Yeah, Dustin Ping looking to set sail here on this field as he looked to do it in the race as well as he did in the practice session beforehand. But keep an eye on that 95 of Travis Smith sitting back there in the 3rd position. They were 3 wide there off that initial start coming down the back straightaway, and he backed out of it, and he was making that topside work there. So it's going to be interesting to see if he gets a really good start here, if he can get in front of Chris Medford in that 84 and possibly get up there and run side by side with Ping for the race lead.
So we're still here in this first segment. We have a caution that will be thrown at the end of lap 25, by the way. They'll come back, we'll reset. 2 cars will exit off the racetrack. They're going to advance, and then we will come back for the 2nd race. Pits will be open. You have to make a pit stop. You have to make a pit stop. It is mandatory. 1 set and a starting set has been added for the All-Star Challenge. 75% fuel load for the cars. So, Brett, you're a racer. What's that like when you only have like 3/4 of a tank of fuel instead of your regular 100%? What do you got to do to gamble, if you will?
50 laps here. I've never ran a Cup car here, so it's going to be interesting to see, just exactly what the fuel economy is here. And, you're definitely going to want to keep your tires fresh with it being a short track and having to play the throttle control, as the green flag is going to be out now as we're coming out of turn number 4. Ping's going to get a great jump on Medford going into turn 1. Travis Smith in that 95 looking to dip down to the inside of that 84 coming through turns 1 and 2. He's not going to be able to, as Medford's going to have him clear. Now Medford shot out of a cannon. He's going to be able to get to the back bumper of Ping as we come around turns 3 and 4 to complete another lap of green flag racing here. Looks like everybody's pretty much able to get single filed out and see exactly what their car has here for the beginning of the race. Is the 95, it looks like he got into the wall a little bit there, as it makes the 6 car of Eric Blunt have to check up. He's going to lose a little bit of ground there in the 4th position.
Working lap number 4 completed this time by here for the drivers of the AMA Next Gen Challenge Series. The Last Chance Race All-Star Challenge underway. Top 2 make it into the showdown. We'll reset, go another 25 laps. We'll do it again. And then we have 2 names that we're going to unveil during the driver vote coming up here later on for the fan vote challenge as they work their way off of turn number 4. Ping leads the way, Medford in 2nd. Those are the 2 cars looking to go to the showdown right now, but Smith thinking better about it on the inside out of turn number 2.
And yeah, everybody filing back into single file here, as it's pretty much just going to be a little bit of bumper tag as you see drivers checking up, getting a big run coming into the corner on the car in front of them, not trying to get any damage there, as the 84 has a lot of speed coming up through the straightaways and into the corner, as he's going to be able to get a nose to the inside of the one, but he's going to lose ground coming out of the corner. That's going to set up Smith in the 95 car with a good run. Now Medford trying to get back up to the back bumper of Ping through 3 and 4. I think Chris Medford might have a faster machine in that 84. He's just going to have to find a way to get around Ping in that number 1 spot, because he's got a hot and heavy 95 machine breathing down his neck for that transfer spot.
Lap 8. 25 laps the distance here in stage 1. Here they come off of turn number 4. Back down the front straightaway. For the most part, everybody kind of being patient. Still a lot of racing left to go. Still early in the going. Had that one caution. Everything else still goes on. Wow, look at that move by Smith, man. He's trying everything he can, Brett, to get around Medford for that second spot. That's the transfer position. And we got one car getting a little sideways there. That was a snare that just got almost tagged by Walters in the 46 car. Good save by both drivers, and no harm, no foul. They'll continue on.
Yeah, everybody's going to keep it together, and we're going to stay green, as it looks like your top 5 is pretty much broken away from the rest of the field here, as the top 2 are starting to check out on the 95 of Smith. Looks like he got a little discombobulated coming through 3 and 4, as the 84 of Medford now all over Ping through turns 1 and 2. He's going to fall back a little bit on exit. That 84 car looking strong here in the early get-go. Now the question is they're starting to pull away from Travis Smith. Do you take it easy a little bit if you're Medford, knowing that you're in that transfer spot, or do you roll the dice knowing it's the all-star race, and do you go for broke?
Well, my thing is this. Obviously, if you're in the top 2, like Ping and Medford is, you want to advance in by stage 1, but you also have to know that there's the opportunity for this next 25-lap stage to get you into the All-Star Showdown. In addition to that, as you see Eric Blunt in the 19 of green fight for 4th and 5th on the racetrack. They're still on the outside looking in. You got to see where you're in the fan vote challenge. Remember that, Brett. You 2 drivers, and the only reason it's 2 now is because Roy Hyde is not able to run tonight's race. So in doing so, they are literally taking 8 to the All-Star Showdown, and then the rest of the field being set up by 2 from stage 1 for the last chance race challenge, 2 in stage 2, and 2 from the fan vote challenge. Now, we know the results of the fan vote challenge, but there's fans that have literally set the fate for the final row number 7 for these 14 drivers that will run in the All-Star Showdown later tonight on LSR TV.
Yeah, and you've seen it in, regular NASCAR All-Star race, and now you see it in the iRacing sim racing as well. That desperation for fan votes can be the saving grace for some of these drivers. Like, you have a bad go of it, in these twin 25 segments, and, sometimes you can get lucky and get yourself in the show just by being that popular driver that impressed, one particular fan over the course of the season. As we're still under green flag racing right now, as it looks like the top 3 starting to check out a little bit. Ping's able to put a little bit of distance between him and that 84 machine, as Smith trying to keep up with them, as he's fallen back about a half a second now, as it looks like everybody's pretty much just trying to ride it out right now. I think nobody is really looking to battle towards the front between Ping and Medford. They're just looking to take their transfer spots.
Under 10 laps to go by that as well. 9 laps remaining. There's Ping and Medford right in on board with Medford's car currently on the racetrack. As Ping and Medford right now in positions number 1 and 2. Dustin Ping, it's everything working good for him in that Chevrolet Camaro number 1. His car is strong. He is looking good. Medford in the number 2 position. They're going to come to the line in 8 to go in stage 1 of the Last Chance All-Star Challenge in Indianapolis.
As we get 8 to go, it's looking like we're going to tighten things back up here, as Travis Smith may have just been letting his tires cool down a little bit, as he's put a little bit of distance away from the top 2. He's starting to reel them in, and that's forcing Medford's hand to try to push Ping a little bit faster. So keep an eye as we get closer and closer to 5 to go here, as the top 3 are going to be shaking it out here for that 2 transfer spots towards the end of this 25-lap segment. Oh,
Watch this now. Here comes Smith. He's trying to close in on Medford, and while that goes on, Medford trying to get a run here to pull the upset on Dustin Ping's car in the one. As you look at Precision Bank, and there's the opportunity to go 3 and 4 wide. You see the different lines around the racetrack as they're right now on the top shelf where Grandma hikes the cookies up in the Angels Expressway as they make their way into turn number 2 to the back straightaway. Now they're going to run to the bottom of the racetrack, in the corner, top of the racetrack on the back straightaway, and we got a caution. Caution with 4 laps to go in stage number 1. This will make it interesting now.
And
Cade Green bringing us under yellow. Look at this in the 19. It's like he just lost it in 3 and 4. Wow. Well, there you go, Brett. There's the reason why we're under the yellow flag.
absolutely is. Now, absolutely, you said it right when the caution happened. This is going to add a whole bunch of interest to this last couple of laps. You had the top 3 getting real tight there towards the end. Now they're going to be right up on each other with a fresh slate with inside 5 to go. We may see things get a little dicey. I mean, you can't count out the 6 of Eric Blount or the 57 of Damon Cox, who are sitting in the bird's eye seat if these top 3 cars get a little antsy to maybe squeal away one of these transfer spots out of this. You saw them go 3 wide off the start. I don't think any of these drivers are going to have an issue, as I see the 6 car coming down pit road. Eric Blount looking to come down pit road, and I believe that's the 43. No, he's got another car coming with him. That's the 46 of Justin Walters as well.
And remember, they had to make a pit stop. They had to make a pit stop in this race. Within the first stage of the second stage, they were given a set of tires that they're racing on and then another set. So they have to make a pit stop. I guess the smart thing to be would to try to, pit all together at the same time, but then you got guys like Doug Wasaki, who's taking advantage of field position, and can he stay out there and gamble and make it into stage number 1? But the thing is did he pit already? I don't think he did.
I don't believe he did, as the only cars I see down on pit road right now is the 19 of Cade Green, the 6 car of Aaron Blunt on his way out, the 43 of Brian Snare, he's down on pit road as well, and the 46 of Justin Walters. So I'm not thinking so.
There you go. So understanding that the pit brakes are not mandatory. I'm sorry, I'm confused. What now? Okay, so here's the thing. I'm just being told to by our producer, Will Duvall, in our ear. That's why you can't hear the conversation, people. We apologize for the silence. So even though they're pitting now, when the green flag or the checker flag comes out for the end of stage 1, they do not have to pit again. So they could take advantage of this and use this as their pit stop.
Yeah, the pit stops are not mandatory on the stage break, so you could take the pit stops at any point during this 50 laps. So I think we're seeing a little bit of pit strategy coming out in these 25 lap stages here. As remind you, the 46 or the 6 car of Eric Blunt, the 46 of Justin Walters, the 43 of Brian Snare, we're all on pit road along with the 19 of Cade Green. So they've got fresh tires and more fuel as we are back under green flag. Dustin Ping going to get a good jump going into 1 and 2, but Travis Smith going to dial it up on the bottom. He's going to get to the inside of Medford as they're coming out of turn 2. Medford going to get a nice run as the 57 of Damon Cox right there in the hot bird seat behind the 95 of Smith as we roll into 3 and 4. He's going to get a big head of steam as they're almost 3 wide now for that 3rd place spot right now, as Medford trying to get away with Ping and save onto that transfer spot.
And the laps are winding down as well. So here they come for 3 laps to go to the back straightaway. Ping is leading the way. Medford in second. They're 1 and 2. They have made a pit stop, and they're going to come off of turn number 4 this time by to the line. It'll be 2 laps to go. So you see it says lap 23 of 50. So here's the thing. When they take the white flag next time around, we will then complete lap 25. They will throw a caution, and then we will immediately go into stage number 2. Do you catch all that? Here they come for the end of stage number 1. This time by Dustin Ping will take the white flag. 1 lap to go, presented by Swag. 1 to go, and we have a caution, and that will put lap 25 on the board complete, and it will be Ping coming back around to take stage number 1. Dustin Ping, Brian Medford, they are in the All-Star Showdown. Brett rolls off turn 4.
Now, I'm not 100% sure, but Chris Medford did not come around on caution to complete the lap. He ducked down to the pit road. Is he going to be credited with that second place stop because he came back in after the caution was thrown on that immediate lap thereafter?
I'm thinking that it's, yes, I think it's Ping and Medford. Let's clarify real quick. Brett, I'll be right back. Let me check race control with them, and we'll definitely find out for sure.
As Dustin Ping and Chris Medford are down on pit road, so I do believe, yes, as Chris Medford has loaded his car up, I do believe...
It is official. Chris Medford and Dustin Ping are transferring in to stage number 1 to the All-Star Showdown, Brett.
All right, I was going to say Chris Medford has loaded his car up, so I take that as a good sign of faith that he got that second transfer spot. Now, Eric Blunt, who came down and pit just before the stage break, he's going to inherit the lead from Ping and Medford going in and taking those 2 transfer spots. The 95 of Travis Smith did come down and take his pit strategy now, so I do believe this is the game plan that Eric Blunt was trying to have, as he's been pretty fast and pretty consistent through the first 25 laps. So I think Eric Blunt finally getting that pit strategy to pay off here now for the second stage break.
All right, so again, checking once again with our officials. Dustin Ping in the 1, Chris Medford are in the All-Star Showdown. Quick break. When we come back, stage 2 about to get underway from Lucas Oil Raceway, Indianapolis. Back with more in a moment.
They say everything is bigger. These guys down in Texas aren't messing around. This feature race will separate the boys from the men, the girls from the ladies. Can you handle racing 300 laps for $25,000? It's not as easy as you think. We don't stop to tow those too weak. We just push them out of the way. We don't run 20 laps. We run 300 each night. We don't care about what you and your boys have under the hood. Bring all you got. Don't be scared. Call my Cowboy Jack today to get signed up. It all goes down on October 2nd and 3rd in Mesquite, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Kenny Wallace is coming back this year to try again. You don't have excuses. Go to LoneStar600.com now.
The lights are off on the pace car. Where we started with almost 11 cars, we are now down to 6. 2 more are going to transfer in from stage number 2. 25 laps remain. Here they come to the Geico restart zone out of turn number 4. Who's going to the last chance showdown? Or who's going to the showdown from the Last Chance All-Star Challenge, Stage 2, green here at Indy. Eric Blunt on the jump on the restart.
Eric Blunt trying to get that pit strategy to play off as he's opened up a huge gap over the next two cars, the 95 of Travis Smith and the 34 of Doug Wasowski. As they're side by side coming through 3 and 4 is the 57 of Damon Cox trying to make it 3 wide coming out of turn 4. This is letting Eric Blunt check out on the field as he's already opened up about a half a second lead over the rest of the field. As you see the 34 going a little loose on that outside, as he's going to lose a lot of ground. He's going to fall almost back to the 5th spot from where he was running up in 2nd.
Off turn 4. They have to pit before the end of stage 2 or they cannot get in the race. Here comes Smith looking.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to get loose coming off the corner. As he was coming through turn 2, looks like he tried to get up on the brakes a little bit to avoid getting into the wall, and that just broke the back end of the car free, and he took the ride down to the infield.
All right, so we're under the yellow flag again. Caution coming out there. Doesn't look like it's really damaged that bad for that car. But
no.
they are.
Looks like he did a really good job of saving it.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the 43 of Snare did earlier. I mean, he got a little bit of contact with that wall, but, you know, overall, not too much damage. So I believe the 95.
Who hasn't pitted yet, Mr. Producer? If you can click that button. I'm just trying to figure out who has come to the pits and who has not pitted. I got you. We do have some new overlays for our broadcast, and they're thinking maybe they can't be able to find that, pinpoint it. But anyhow, Eric Blunt, we do know, I saw him in the pits. Smith pitted. He was right there within stage 1 having an opportunity to win. Cox is now in the mix here, and so is Wasowski, Snare. There's your top 5, and again, still under 20 laps to go here, so a lot of racing remaining. So Doug Wasowski did pit, but he pitted early. But that counts though, right, Brett? Because you have to make at least one pit stop. Hey. And honestly, you don't even have to change tires. You just have to go down pit road to your pit stall, make a commitment to go to your pit stall, and then pull out.
Hey, he came down pit road. He made his pit cycle. I mean, it's got to count, doesn't it? I mean, he came down pit road. As it looks like the lights are going to go out on the iRacing.com pace truck as we are getting to dial everything back up green flag again, as the 6 car of Eric Blount going to get side by side again with that 95 of Travis Smith. This is going to be an interesting restart, as you saw Blount make a mistake there in that last green flag run, and the 95 able to capitalize on it, as the 95 has a very fast, hard-charging race car right now, so keep an eye on him, as this battle for the top spot is going to be very interesting. The iRacing pace car going to pull down to the pit cycle. That's going to hand the field over to Blount, as he's going to get on the loud pedal coming out of turn number 4. The green flag's out, as it looks like the 95 of Travis Smith going to get a little bit loose. That may open up the door for the 57 of Damon Cox as we go into turn number 1. He's going to be able to get the nose underneath him, but Travis Smith able to hold out of that high side momentum and shot out of a cannon as he's going to go down to the inside of Blount. He's going to get a little bit ahead of him, but Blount going to be able to hang on to that high side momentum as we're side by side coming down to the wire. Whoa. The lead to Travis Smith. What a run.
Smith going back to the lead, Blunt falling back to second, and here comes Cox on the inside trying to go for a 2-for-1 special. Blunt goes to the left rear, contact on Smith. Smith will now scamper away. Blunt loses momentum. Here comes Cox back to the inside, and he's looking for second as they come to the line, and under 20 laps to go here in Indianapolis.
Eric Blount looking like a sitting duck right now as he's fighting for that second spot with the 57. The 57 able to get a good run through 1 and 2 on the bottom. He's not going to be able to clear him coming down the back straightaway as of yet, as the 6 car hanging on to that outside as we come through 3 and 4, but Cox able to finally clear him, but he's now not able to get to the bottom side because he's got the 46 of Justin Walters now to the inside, as they're going to be side by side. Almost some contact made there for the 3rd spot. Blunt falling from the hot seat all the way out of a transfer spot back to 4th, as this has allowed Travis Smith to check out to a 1.2 second lead over the field.
All right. Okay, let's see here if anybody has got anything for now. Travis Smith and Cox in second. Walters in the number 46 car. Remember he had a caution earlier in the race in stage 1. He's now sitting back in that number 3 position. Eric Blunt in 4th as he's in the 4th spot right there. He was leading in the starting of stage number 2. Time running out, 16 remaining. The leaders go back to turn number 1.
And you start to wonder if maybe Eric Blunt pushed those tires just a little bit too hard on that fuel pit stop strategy that he had there. He came in just before the stage break at lap 25, and he may have driven them tires off just a little too hard trying to get this lead and transfer spot here, as he's starting to fall away from Justin Walters in that 46 car. And it looks like Damon Cox is going to open up a little bit of a gap in that second spot. So the top 3 cars pretty spread out. So barring a caution or a mistake, it looks like Travis Smith and Damon Cox sitting pretty for those 2 final transfer spots before the fan vote.
All right, so again, we're going to see who will be the fan vote drivers after the conclusion of this race. Smith, the man out in front. There is Cox, who's in second spot. Those 2 drivers will transfer in by virtue of stage number 2 if they pull it off. Here they come back across the line, going back to turn number 1 and 2 here at the Lucas Oil Raceway of Indianapolis. I find it so cool that this track is still in operations. I think, the closest thing they've ever had was trucks or Xfinity cars on this facility. And I've always said, Brett, we need to have a cup race. Well, whether virtual, we're making it happen here tonight for the All-Star Showdown. And for the most part, it's been entertaining. 12 to go.
Oh, definitely entertaining. Is you've seen a lot of really fantastic maneuvers and racing here. I mean, you put out the top 2 battle that we had between Dustin Ping and Chris Medford there for a little bit, and then you put that amazing move that Travis Smith was able to put himself in the lead with coming down the back straightaway. This Lucas Oil Raceway here in Indianapolis, Indiana, has actually put on a pretty good all-star race so far. I'm actually pretty impressed with how tonight's went so far.
Turn 4, back down the front straightaway. Smith, Cox, Walters. He's on the outside looking in. Smith and Cox, 1 and 2. Ready to transfer. There's the 95 of Smith down into turn number 3. The race continues on. Up the racetrack goes Smith off of turn number 4. He got a little bit loose. He'll save the car. He goes to the back stretch, or the front straightaway, and we're under 10 laps to go here at Indianapolis Lucas Oil Raceway. The last chance showdown challenge underway. We're taking 2, Smith and Cox. And right now, if Walter, Snare, Blunt want to do something, Brett Rolls, they better do something and do it now. Time running out.
Yeah, time running out, as we're only going to have about 7 to 8 laps left to go here, and they're sitting about a second and a half to 2 seconds behind Damon Cox for that transfer spot. So, for a fact, the 46 and the 43 are desperately praying for a caution right now. They want to see one, but they don't want to be it. So it's going to be interesting to see if we do get anything, as the whole entire field's looking pretty spaced out right now. It looks like the only way we'd have one is like a self-spinner or, something like that. But it's looking pretty content right now as far as the field goes. Not too much side-by-side battling going on. So things are looking really well for Travis Smith and Damon Cox. Is Smith going to be able to come around out of turn number 4, and this is going to put 6 to go on the board. So Travis Smith just sitting back enjoying that almost 4-second lead that he has over this field, and pretty much just ticking off laps at this point.
To the line. Next time by, it'll be 5 laps to go. There's Cox. He's in second spot, staying out of trouble, doing a good job of the number 57 machine as they'll work their way down the front stretch. 5 remaining. There's the leader, 95, Mr. Smith. Chris Smith pulling away from the pack, and nobody can catch him. The interval almost 4.5 seconds as he goes to turn 3.
As a look at the live timing here, Travis Smith is running the only driver in the 21-second bracket right now. His best lap so far since the second 25 lap stage has been a 21.85. The next lap closest to him is Damon Cox in second with a 22 flat. But as of right now, Smith and Cox running almost identical lap times, just about 0.3 faster for Smith. So he's not pulling by much, but he's definitely pulling away from this pack as we reach the final 3 laps to go here in this final part of the last chance qualifier.
And I don't believe that anybody has anything for the driver of Mr. Smith. Smith has got a strong car. He's the man, the class of the field. There he is right there. There's Brian Snare. He sits in the 4th position. Walters done everything he could to try to stay out of trouble, but he just doesn't have enough time either. And honestly, time is running out here. Time is officially ran out. They're going to come to the line this time by, as there's the man in second. Let's pick up Smith, the leader, the 95, off of turn number 4. He will come to the swag. 1 to go. 1 more lap to go here in stage number 2. Down the back straightaway, Smith will get ready to transfer in to the All-Star Showdown here at Lucas Oil Raceway. The 95 will continue on as selected off of turn number 4. Checkered flag for Smith. He'll win and go to the big show. Cox will come across the line now. He'll take second. For everyone else, they have to see what might have been if they can get in by the fan vote challenge. Brett, Smith and Cox, the other 4, those 4 from the last chance challenge showdown, now getting ready to go in to the All-Star race here tonight.
Absolutely, and towards the end there, Travis Smith started running the bottom of the racetrack, and it was kind of interesting to see him down there on the bottom because we saw Dustin Ping be really fast on the top side, and we saw Travis Smith pull off some really good moves on the top side. So I'm wondering if he maybe figured something out towards the end of this 25-lap qualifier stage 2 that may have set him up for later on in the All-Star event.
And real quickly, let's grab the drivers of real fast. Travis and Dustin Ping will get their thoughts real quickly, as again, they were the stage winners of the Last Chance Challenge All-Star Showdown. First off, the number 1, Dustin Ping. Dustin, congratulations. Things went perfectly for you. You're in the All-Star race for the AMA Series tonight at Lucas Oil Raceway.
Yeah, exciting time. Let's see what we can do to adjust this thing and make it even better for the actual All-Star race and see if we can't win it.
Everything looked really, really strong for your car, man. I mean, when we came on the air, we were looking at how you were doing in practice and qualifying. You set down a great lap in qualifying, and you really had a strong run in stage number 1. The strategy of the pit stops, when did you know that you needed to make that pit stop there with under 10 laps to go? And was the intention to pit with the entire pack like you did?
I actually did not pit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I stayed out the whole entire 25 laps.
So is the pit stop only for the All-Star race? I'm confused because we were told that you guys were going to have to make a pit stop in the challenge.
Yeah, pit stops are not. I don't know if they're required for the All-Star race or not.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, we definitely need to clarify on that for sure, so we don't sound like fools for the remainder of the race, for sure. So you do have to make a stop.
In the All-Star we do, in the next one we'd have to, yeah.
Definitely. And Travis, I'll let you come on in here, bud, and we'll talk to you. Travis Smith, Dustin Ping, congratulations, you are in. Dustin Ping, again, winner of stage number 1. Winner of stage number 2, just chiming in there, is Travis Smith in the 95. And Travis, you had a dominating performance for race number 2.
Yeah, felt like I had a really good car for the first segment, but I wasn't going to put those guys in a bad spot. I think there's those Medfords. I've had a couple run-ins on my part, got into those guys. I didn't want to, push the issue there and get into anybody and cause anything that didn't need to happen right now, and I apologize for the on-track incidents we've had with those guys. It seems like we're always around each other and can't get away from each other, but you'll have that whenever you competitive cars and stuff. So just kind of buying my time there and waiting for the sun to go down. That's the setup we got be for the nighttime. I was just waiting on the lights to come on.
All right, buddy. Well, definitely understanding. I just got clarification. Mandatory pit stops for the All-Star race only, not for the Open, so or for the All-Star Challenge. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. Dustin Ping and Travis Smith, they are in the big show coming up here later tonight. And again, when we come back, we are going to take a look and see who will be the 2 drivers locked in from the Fan Vote Challenge. Don't go anywhere. The Next Gen Challenge Series All-Star Showdown presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing just around the corner on your home for sim racing. LSR TV will unveil the top 2 drivers locked in when we come back.
Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, we're off and racing for 300 laps tonight, 300 laps tomorrow night. Look at car number 110. He said, look at me, I'm out the lead.
He is right in the middle of the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, in reverse with cars going.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom t-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized, I mean, we'll do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where we, you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees at yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
we're off and racing for 300 laps tonight, 300 laps tomorrow night. Look at car number 110. He said, look at me, I'm out the lead.
He is right in the middle of the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, in reverse with cars going.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything. Hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers and stuff. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you just race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, T-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees@yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Let's go! It's in the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're off and racing for 300 laps tonight, 300 laps tomorrow night. Look at car number 110. He said, look at me, I'm out the lead.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything. Hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, T-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees at yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Welcome back to Lucas Oil Raceway. It is the 2020 inaugural All-Star Showdown presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing. BCC Signs and Graphics also, I don't know anything about them. They're a part of the deal as well. Didn't get the memo, but we are back on LSR TV, your home for sim racing, as the drivers of the American Motorsports Association Next Gen Challenge Series are getting ready for 4 stages, or segments if you will. $100 to the winner when the race ends at 10 at the 10-lap shootout. $100 to the winner, a big trophy, bragging rights, and for the next 3 years of AMA competition, Brett, they will get a free transfer into the All-Star race, wherever it will be. So we had a fan vote. So here you go. These were the number of people that voted, the number of points tallied in total. Dustin Ping obviously is in by virtue of winning stage number 1 of the Last Chance All-Star Showdown. So with that being said, Doug Wasaki and Cade Green are going in to the race. Pretty disappointing and heartbreaking for drivers like Eric Blunt, though, Brett Rolls, and even Chris Mefford. Mefford's in the show, though, from virtue of finishing in second with Dustin Ping in race number 1. That's why we have the fan vote.
Yeah, it's definitely a heartbreaker. Eric Blunt set himself up perfect and just had a little bit of an issue there and found himself outside of the transfer spot and having to rely on the fan vote now.
So again, Doug Wasaki is going in the number 34 car. We just mentioned him. And Cade Green in the 28. Those 2 drivers will be going in. And actually, Cade Green is in the 19 car. My apologies. That was the number of points that was tallied up there. So there you go. All right, now this is where it's going to get fun now. This is where we're really going to see some intense racing. Brett, why do you think we're going to see such a crazier race in the All-Star Showdown than what we saw in the Challenge Last Chance races?
Well, I think it's going to be a lot more hectic because we have a lot more fast-paced competition. I mean, if you take a look, it looks like the top 10 cars are only really separated about maybe 2/10. So a lot of cars within a little bit of space, a lot of throttle control needed. You saw drivers like Travis Smith pull off an amazing move to give himself the lead coming down the back straightaway with a top-to-bottom maneuver. So far, Lucas Oil Raceway has put on some very intense side-by-side racing here, and I think the longer that we go, the more you'll see that top and bottom line even out, and this is going to be a pretty racy 100-lap stretch here over a couple of segments. Then you throw in the fact of that one-stop mandatory strategy that you have to do in the process of them during the breaks. This is going to be probably one of the most exciting races that I've been anxious to see over the course of 2020 so far.
Okay, so let's break it down for everybody here. Just so you're aware, real quickly, the format for the 2020 All-Star Showdown, which is actually right on time here. This is it. Stage 1, 40 laps. Stage break at lap 40, pit road will open. Stage 2, 30 laps, pit road will open. Stage 3, pit road will open after 20 laps. There will be a mandatory pit stop somewhere between those 3 stages the drivers have to make. They have a set of tires plus an additional set of tires, and they have to make at least one mandatory stop at the end of the first 3 stages. Okay, I hope I've explained to that. 1 set plus the starting set, 75% fuel load, and a 10-lap shootout to decide it. Ladies and gentlemen, it should be a barn burner. We are glad you are a part of history on LSR TV, wherever you are, across the country, across the world for that matter. We appreciate it very much. And again, one driver unable to make the race, and that is, of course, the driver of the car number, the car 00, Slightly Dangerous Chevrolet of Roy Hyde from Central Michigan. Without further ado, here's your starting lineup for the 2020 All-Star Showdown, presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing. On the pole, the 67 in Plant City, Florida, for Front Row Media. That's going to be the GBS CDIDP Foundation Chevrolet of Colin Allman. To the outside, the number 80. That's going to be the driver of the Michelob Ultra Chevrolet out of Wellsboro, Pennsylvania, for Dirty Air Racing, Brian Littleton. Row number 2, the champion of the series in the SRTV Network Chevrolet from Raleigh, North Carolina. The Smoke Show Racing entry is Steve Baker. To his outside, Travis Smith in car number 95. He's in the event in the 95 car. Of course, one of the race winners of the Showdown, Troy Radford in car number 94. He comes to us for Lucky Finn Project Chevrolet out of Duncansville, Pennsylvania, from Falcon Motorsports. To his outside, Tyler Hilton in the car number 82, driving again for the injured driver of the series. Moving on to Cade Green in by Provisional, Dale Osmond in the Sundrop Chevrolet out of Hendron, Virginia. Moving on to row number 5, Matthew McBeacon in, the driver of the number 4 machine. And of course, he is out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Damon Cox in. Final starters, including Dustin German, Dustin Ping. Final row, Will Fine, Chris Medford, Doug Wasaki. Green is in the air. We're underway from Indianapolis. We're kicking the asphalt in the Showdown All-Star race time.
As it looks like the 80 of Brian Littleton gonna get a little bit checked up.
Mics are off.
I forgot about that.
With the 67 leading the way of Allman. Doug Wasaki with a problem in car number 34. Off the pace, but no caution flag though so far, Brett.
Yeah, everybody's going green still, as we're going to have a quick replay here for you of him getting loose.
Quick swag instant replay of what happened there for the driver of the car number 34. Doug Wasaki, and it puts the front nose into the inside retaining wall down on the front straightaway. No yellow flag though. Race continues on. 40 laps in stage number 1. Remember, after lap number 40, a caution will be thrown. The opportunity to pit is between your decision of the drivers in the showdown in stages 1, 2, and 3. They have to make one mandatory pit stop, take on a new set of tires that they're racing on, and one set of tires given to them for the All-Star race. Honestly, what are you thinking, Brett? Do you think they're going to pit between after stage 1, or do you think, I believe they're going to pit after stage 2? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking as far as tires go, I'm looking at maybe stage 2 and stage 3 if I'm, someone who's running this race. I think 40 laps on a set of tires at a short track like this is just a little bit too early to come in and take it. It leaves you a long 60 laps to run, on one set of tires. I think if you can sort of at least make halfway through it with the first 2 stages, you should be all right as far as tires go.
So the GBS CIDP Foundation Chevrolet, Colin Allman for Front Row Mafia out of Plant City, Florida, is leading the way in the number 67. There he is. Steve Baker. It's only fitting for the SRTV Network entry number 55 out of Raleigh, North Carolina. In the number 2 spot, he is the 2020 Series champion for Smoke Show Racing. He sits in the number 2 position. And how about Smith? Travis Smith, after winning stage number 2 in the All-Stars Challenge Showdown, he is now in the 3rd position in car 95.
Yeah, Travis Smith having a really good night so far. He's found himself towards the front within the top 3 cars for most of the night between the shootout earlier and now this 100-lap All-Star Challenge itself. So expect him to play a factor here towards the end of this race. But it looks like so far nobody has anything for Colin Allman, as he is about a second and a half over the champion in Steve Baker running in 2nd there.
Allman, Baker, Smith, Radford, Osmond, the top 5 as it stands as they make their way down the straightaway. 2 drivers were brought in by virtue of the fans' choice vote. That was the driver of Doug Wasaki and, of course, Mr. Green, Chad Green in the 19. And again, the reason why was the driver of Roy Hyde, unable to make the All-Star race tonight. That's disappointing. He couldn't be in the All-Star Showdown. But we want to acknowledge, again, the man out of Central Michigan, the Muddy Waters Racing number 00 Chevrolet, for all he's done throughout the season for the AMA Next Gen Challenge Series. And just disappointed he can't make it. But it was an opportunity for a driver like Green to get a chance to be in the show tonight.
And something that I just noticed here, the driver that won the first shootout earlier, Dustin Ping, has had a little bit of an issue here. He finds himself a lap down early on in this race, as we're only a 10th of the way into this race, and he's got the leader hot on his heels, not too far behind him, about a straightaway or less. So Dustin Ping trying to fight desperately to get back caught up to this field and not go 2 laps down early on.
Yeah, there goes Allman, currently still leading the way in the number 67 machine. Colin Allman. The race continues on. Remember, there will be, for the All-Star Showdown, presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing here at Lucas Oil Raceway, Indianapolis. The first stage, 40 laps. Once the first segment stage, whatever you want to say, the segment is 40 laps. The caution will come out. The opportunity to pit road will be open. Caution laps do not count, by the way. I just want to throw that out there and clarify. Caution laps do not count here, as we're still right smack dab in the middle of stage segment number 1. 25 laps to go, as a matter of fact, when they come to the start-finish line, and it's still Allman, Baker, Smith, Radford, and Osmond, the top 5, as they work their way off of turn number 2.
And taking a look here at my live timing sheet, it looks like all of your cars within the top 5, that being Allman, Steve Baker, Travis Smith, Troy Radford, and Dale Osmond, they are all running within 0.06 of a second within lap time. So nobody's really gaining, nobody's really losing any ground here, as everybody's found their rhythm, they're hitting their marks, pumping out identical lap times. And, if that's Steve Baker and the rest of this field, you don't want to be running even with Colin Allman. You want to see him, make a mistake or miss one of his marks, so you could try to catch him in before this lap 40 break. If, lap 40 in this first cycle is what your strategy is going to be tonight.
The race continues on here for the drivers as we continue to run down the number 67. What a job for the driver of Colin Allman in that 67 car, the race leader. Baker in second spot. Smith is sitting in third. And for the most part, Allman doing everything he needs to do just to be a part of this race. And here's a quick statistic, if you will. Something to think about. Colin Allman, Brett, has finished 32nd in the point standings. 1 top 5, 1 top 10 out of only 2 starts for the season for Colin Allman. And now he's looking to try to win the All-Star race. And by the way, his victory came back in August at Rockingham. That's the only time he has won on the series, but by virtue of winning on the series, that gives him the opportunity to be at the All-Star Showdown tonight. Understanding that possibly he had lapped the entire field at Rockingham. I don't know. I wasn't there for that event. I think I had some other announcing obligations that night, so I wasn't available.
Oh, Steve Baker, he's reeled in Colin Allman. He has really reduced that gap down to about half of what it was, and then he just got into the wall a little bit there, so keep an eye on that SRTV sponsored number 55 of Steve Baker as he's tracking down Colin Allman at a quick rate here, as he took off about 3/10 of a gap the last couple laps ago, and now Colin Allman's starting to get into some heavy lap traffic here, so we could see this mix up the top spot here between Allman and possibly give Steve Baker a chance to get some laps in as the leader.
Yeah, Brian Littleton is 4 laps down. Dustin Ping is now 1 lap down, now 2 laps down, and Doug Wasaki is about to be now the first car on the lead lap at the tail end. At the tail end of the lead lap, excuse me. He'll go a lap down. Doug Wasaki will. And man, that just shows you how strong here in the opening 25 laps, how strong Colin Allman's car really is. And I'm understanding that when he won that race at Rockingham, he lapped the entire field. So he is talented in that car number 67. Maybe his schedule, his work, it doesn't allow him to run the entire time, but whenever he's in the wheel, behind the wheel, virtually, he is on it, and we're seeing it here tonight at Lucas Oil Raceway. But there goes the man that is the series champion. It's only fitting, Brett Rolls, that Steve Baker, the champion of the overall season, is reeling in Allman to try to pull an upset here in the All-Star Showdown.
Yeah, he's coming in hot and heavy. You can see him fighting in about, a couple of car lengths at a time on entry through the corner, and it looks like he's just able to hold that momentum a lot better than Allman is currently, as this time around he's going to take off a couple of hundredths of a second there, so not much ground being gained right now, but you can see that gap has shrunk since they've gotten around the lap traffic. And if you're Colin Allman and you see this 55 car coming in your mirror and he's sitting there as the champion, does it make you a little bit worried, early on, seeing, just how fast he is? And it really makes you wonder, over the course of a 100-lap race with 1 mandatory set of tires, it really plays a tire strategy. And you got to think, is this really Steve Baker's full hand? Is he saving tires a little bit and still able to reel him in, or is he pushing what he's got right now?
Steve Baker, the SRTV Network Chevrolet, the 2020 Series Champion of the AMA Next Gen Challenge Series from Raleigh, North Carolina, in the Smoke Show Racing entry. 2 wins on the season for the Tour, including Watkins Glen and also at Atlanta, that put him in the show. In addition to that, for the 2 wins on the season, he had 11 top 5s, 10 in the top 10, 15 top 10 finishes, 2 poles. Mr. Consistency is there closing in on the driver of Colin Allman as this battle continues for the lead. A couple of Chevrolets here in round number 1, stage 1 of the All-Star Showdown, presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing. Closing in on 10 laps to go in the first stage, and Baker closing in now on Allman for the lead in turn number 2.
Yeah, Baker showed his nose there coming out of turn 4, but the high side momentum for Colin Allman was able to play the factor there. As you see him now within a car length, look at the run that this 55 gets through the corner. He shows his nose there just about the apex, but he's not able to get quite the run that he wants coming off the corner, but he's got just enough to draw up to the back bumper of the 67, as it looks like Allman's going to get into the wall a little bit, and he's going to have to check up the 55 of Baker. He's going to show his nose down the back straightaway. We're about to get hot and heavy for the lead here as we got about 8 laps to go in this first stage. Is the 55 going to dive underneath them? They are dead even at the line. Give the lead to Baker this time by.
Look at this battle inside. Couple of Chevrolets with Baker to the inside. Allman to the outside, and while that goes on, Smith is slowly but surely trying to pick up the interval of where he's 3 seconds behind, but little contact there. Allman's in the wall. Allman bounces off the wall with Baker fighting for the lead. Still too early in stage 1. Here they come, Baker, Allman. You gotta wonder how much damage is on the 77. You would think this is the last 10-lap segment. This is only stage 1, Brett Rolls.
Yeah, there was some heavy contact between the two, and you know that's not sitting well with Allman as he threw it in there to turn 1 and 2, trying to get to the back bumper of Steve Baker. Keep your eye on this battle as things are getting hot and heated, and we're not even halfway through this race yet, as it looks like Steve Baker is able to open up about a half a second lead so far. Allman doing just about everything he can as he's going to get a little bit loose there off of turn 2. That's going to allow Steve Baker to open up a little bit more. So I wonder if Allman has a little bit of cosmetic damage that's causing that car to get a little loose off the exit now, as he's losing ground big time to Steve Baker towards the end of this first stage.
And what a show they're putting on. Here they come for the all-star race. Down into turn number 2 to the back straightaway. Baker now back out in front. He's about to open up the interval at almost a second now on Colin Allman. Here comes now the 88 machine of Osmond battling with Radford for 4th and 5th. While that goes on, somewhere amongst that in front of them is Travis Smith, who was the stage 2 winner in the Last Chance Challenge All-Star Showdown. He is now in 3rd, and the laps wind down here in stage 1 of the All-Star Showdown here, presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing, Lucas Oil Raceway. And again, I think they're going to settle themselves in here and take this for the end of the first stage, Brett Rolls.
Yeah, the only real side-by-side battles that I see going on right now is this 3-car battle back for 5th, 6th, and 7th between Osmond, Mefford, and McKeegan. Looks like that's going to be the closest cars on track right now, as it's been a pretty heated battle back here. Chris Medford trying to make the bottom side work on Dale Osmond in that 88 Sundrop machine. As we are reaching 2 laps to go here in this first segment, it has been all Steve Baker and Colin Allman. Steve Baker now out to a 1.5 second lead and growing. So Baker showing just how dominant he's been all season long, and he's not wasting any time here in the All-Star race. He's trying to get it done early tonight.
To the line, white flag in the air, 1 more lap to go here in stage number 1. When they come back around, the caution flag will be displayed. Baker leading the way. He will take stage segment number 1. Steve Baker, the points champion of the series. In car number 55, there is the checkered flag. There is, well, not the checkered flag. There's the caution. The end of stage number 1. Baker gets it. Allman 2nd. Smith, Radford, Mefford, the top 5 here when it's all said and done. Pretty good racing there between Smith and the drivers of Allman. I'm telling you, good show.
This has been phenomenal racing as I'm sitting down here at the pit entrance waiting to see if anybody comes down and plays that gamble on this first set of pit cycles, as it looks like we got a couple of cars coming in. It's going to be the 88 of Dale Osmond, the 84 of Chris Medford, the 34 of Doug Wysocki, the 19 car of Cade Green, and I believe that was the 57 of Damon Cox as well, who's also come down on pit road as well.
So here come cars that are in the back that are coming to the pits, taking on stops, tires, fuel. There goes the 84. Medford leaving the pit lane. Wysocki is in the pits. Remember, Doug Wysocki was a lap down. He was the last car on the lead lap, and now he will get ready to, or he was a first car lap down. He will get the free pass is what I meant. A couple of cars do have the option to go for the wave around, including Cox, Ping, Littleton, all having the option to go and take a wave around, but I think Brian Littleton is actually out of the race. First car that is retired from the event here. So, well, before we go to break, what do you think of the first 40-lap race in stage segment number 1 here at Lucas Oil Raceway, Brett?
Just something that I noticed there coming off pit road. Chris Medford was on pit lane very, very short. I don't think he took his 4 tires. I think he may have only took fuel so far. So keep an eye on him, as he may have to come down again in one of the later stages for that 4-tire fuel stop. But so far tonight, we have seen a lot of good side-by-side action between Steve Baker and Colin Allman. We've seen a lot of heated battles and extreme moves pulled in the showdowns. I think everybody's just riding out laps at this point. I don't think we're going to see the real hot and heavy action of this track come back into a factor until about the end of stage 2, beginning of stage 3, as it'll then be like pretty much a 30-lap shootout, and I think that's when you're going to see guys deciding, you know, this is the time that we need to go.
All right, quick break. We'll come back for stage 2 in a moment on LSR TV.
There's a lot of esports leagues in iRacing, but there's nothing like swag, special events, series sanctioning. The Simulation World Auto Group Swag is excited for you to become a member and join our team. Weekly competition includes Stadium Super Trucks, the Outlaw Super Late Model Series, the Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge, the Winter Heat during the winter months, and so much more. Special events and venues is also throughout the year. We want you to be a part of the team. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by looking up Swag Esports Racing and jump on board with the Shark. Big money, fun times. We want you to be a part of what is the new Simulation World Auto Group. All the details again on Swag Racing Esports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you at the virtual tracks across the world. And if not, follow broadcast coverage on LSR TV, the weekly racer in CRN Sports.
Hey, coming up on Sunday, it is the Martinsville E300. It is going to be a special event, $1,000 to the winner. The same format as what the NASCAR late model stocks do every year. In reality, we're doing virtual. It is sanctioned by the Simulation World Auto Group. And if you have not got signed up yet, you need to do so. $1,000 to win, $25 to start, $50 entry fee. Top 60 in the server. Race on Sunday. Broadcast on LSR TV and on CRN Sports. That is this Sunday. The inaugural Martinsville E300. You want to be a part of it. Pace car is about to come in. Round number 2, stage 2, segment 2, whatever round 2 you want to call it. It is time for this 30-lap segment here at the Showdown for the Next Gen Challenge All-Star Series. Here they come to the line. Green in the air. We're back to it again, Brett. Side by side is going to be Allman and Baker after pit stops, and they go to 1.
Green flag is out. We're rolling through turns 1 and 2. Baker and Allman picking up right where they left off with their heated battle for that top spot, as Allman's going to be able to regain the lead with that high side momentum. Now here comes the 94 of Troy Radford and the 95 of Travis Smith out of nowhere, as they're going to be side by side for position number 3 coming down out of turn number 4, as it looks like the top 4 cars are showing just about as much dominance. But now you see Allman and Baker starting to gap away from those 2 cars as they continue to run side by side for 3rd.
Remember, caution laps do not count. Well, caution laps do not count here. They have the opportunity to pit either at the end of the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd stage. It is their own decision. If they decide to pit after, they are more than welcome to. But again, here in the All-Star Showdown presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing, caution laps will not count. So here they come off the corner. There is Smith, followed by Radford. That is for 4th and 5th position. Smith, a good car for him in 3rd. Radford, Medford, all in there. And I got to say, Brett, I'm impressed with Travis Smith coming in by winning by virtue of the Last Chance Challenge Showdown. He could probably pull like a Michael Waltrip did in the Winston in '97 to come in by a showdown and try to win the whole show. He's doing good in 3rd.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, just from watching him run in the shootout, you can tell Travis Smith is a very intelligent driver. He's not going to force the issue, especially, you know, only being about halfway through this 100-lap race and, you know, just completing the first segment about 5 laps ago. I'm sure he saw that little bit of contact that Allman and Baker had. So, especially with them running side by side like this, I don't think he's going to be the one to get up there and pull the trigger right out the gate. I think he's going to sit back and find a spot and pick his moves, you know, intelligently, trying not to get caught up in something. As you see him get to the back bumper there of Steve Baker, but he didn't try to pull the trigger going into turns 3 and 4. So keep an eye on Smith, as we know he's got some speed here tonight, as he's just reeled in the top 2 cars that dominated the first stage. But, you know, I think he's just playing the smart game right now.
So again, as we look at Allman back to the lead, Baker right there with him, as they're going to come to the line and put close to lap 50 on the board, working lap 47 now this time by. Baker, Allman, Smith, Radford, Medford, McMeekin, German, Green, Osmond, and Mudd, the top 10. Dustin Ping, Doug Wasaki, Brian Littleton, and Travis Smith gets a little loose there, fighting for position with Radford and Medford, and Troy and Chris will clear Travis as they come off of turn number 4.
Yeah, Travis Smith just pushed a little bit too much coming off of turn 2. He clobbered the wall, and that's going to cost him 2 to 3, maybe even 4 to 5 spots here on the track position, as he's going to fall from 3rd all the way down to 6th and continuing, as it looks like the 99 of Dustin German trying to put the moves on him to get into the top 5. So keep your eye on that. So, you know, that really shook things up. Allman's in the wall big time. Huge contact for the 67 into the wall. He's going to do the same thing Smith just did, and he's going to lose positions. Keep your eye now on Troy Radford and Chris Medford as they inherit spots number 2 and 3 on the racetrack.
Allman, Radford fighting for position. Let's take a look at the swag instant replay and watch and see what happened to the 67. No caution. Still 20 laps to go here in stage number 2, but it could have been scary for Allman in 67. Let's look at it again as they're making contact with McMeekin. McMeekin gets loose, bounces off the wall. The 67 car still getting contact. That's now happened to him 2 or 3 times now. That's not even on the instant replay.
Some huge contact going on here. Drivers getting into the wall, just missing their marks, and you see how much drive these guys have to try to get these positions early on and set themselves up for those caution flag pit stops.
And Colin Allman definitely upset, spinning his car out into the middle of the pit lane. He will exit his All-Star races over in car number 67. What a tough break there for Colin Allman. Colin Allman, who was probably the second biggest factor of the race along with Steve Baker, gets involved with an accident, and here's a replay presented by Swag of what went down. Watch this. This is the first one. Allman bouncing off the 94 car. That is Medford and Radford. And then they kept right on going. And then things just went downhill for the driver of the number 67 car. Keep showing the 67. Watch this, and then you'll see what happened to him again as he wrecks again. And I'm understanding the production truck only has the first wreck there. So again, Brett Rolls, what a tough break there for the driver of Colin Allman, because he was going to be one of the he could have been a favorite to win this race for sure.
Not only him, but you also have to keep Travis Smith in mind too. And you know that's something that Steve Baker wanted to see, is we have a caution flag now. Not sure exactly what brings the caution flag out, but we're going to go under caution. I think it's the 94 car. I think it's the 94 of Troy Radford, and he's got his car all damaged. A swag caution here. Let's take a look at the replay and we'll find out what happened to him. Look at this on the front straightaway, just simply lost it. Yeah, the 94 Troy Radford, he just got a little loose coming off the corner, wasn't able to really pull the trigger and keep that rear end of the car stable. And, you know, again, not much contact that you see. So, you know, a couple of these drivers have gotten loose coming off of turns 2 and 4 tonight, but they've been able to, you know, get that car wound down and save that car from, walloping into the wall head first and creating a lot of engine damage. As now the 94 is coming down pit lane.
Yes, sir. The 94 car. That's see what's going on with his car. Remember, pitting is optional. You can pit. And here's something else you can think about, too. You will not go a lap down because caution laps don't count if you do pit. We see Osmond pit. We see Radford pit in 94.
And take a look who is now currently behind the 55 of Steve Baker. That's going to be the 84 of Chris Medford. We saw him earlier in one of the shootouts be completely dominant. And he's had a really hard charge this race so far, 56 laps in, and he's gone from the 13th starting grid on the field up to second. So that 84 car may possibly have something here for Steve Baker towards the end of this race.
Quick break in stage 2. The All-Star Showdown presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing for the AMA Next Gen Challenge Series continues from Lucas Oil Raceway on LSR TV in just a moment.
Let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, we're off and racing for 300 laps tonight, 300 laps tomorrow night. Look at car number 110. He said, look at me, I'm out the lead.
He is right in the middle of the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, in reverse with cars going.
Back here at Lucas Oil Raceway, 15, now making 14 laps to go here in stage number 2, segment 2 in the 2020 inaugural All-Star Showdown on your home for sim racing LSR TV. Put the little graphic up there. Let us know who we are again. I'll tell you who we are, getting to know you. Thank you to all the fans. I'm Wesley Outland. Joined alongside is Brett Rolls in the volunteer state of Tennessee. I'm up in Kentucky right now for announcer duties this weekend. And also up in West Virginia, we have Almost Heaven, Will Duvall, the cowboy, in the producer chair. Executive producer, as always, is Charles Wooten. We have 14 laps to go here in stage number 2. Caution will be thrown on lap number 70 to end stage 2. Then we have a 20-lap segment for stage 3, and then Katie bar the door from lap 90 to 100 in stage number 4. Winner take all, $100, a big trophy, bragging rights, and for the next 3 years, they're in the showdown. And look at the pace car cutting through the pit wall to get back on the racetrack. I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, I think we need to get a field sobriety test done on our pace car driver tonight.
He just literally drove through the wall. Did you see it? He was a stunt man, too. The car was flying through the air. I mean, that's...
Yeah, he's getting a little too rowdy here tonight. I know it's All-Star weekend, but somebody get a DUI test on that guy's stat.
Waved off the restart on the pace car, so coming back out on the racetrack, we'll try this again. The pace car will now drop back onto the pit lane, and we will try for 14 laps to go here when they come to the Geico restart zone out of turn number 4. The All-Star Showdown, back to green, and the champion, Steve Baker, trying to win the battle and the war. The All-Star War back to turn 1.
As it was really interesting to see Steve Baker decide to take the outside lane on that restart, and you see just a huge gap that he was able to open up over the rest of this field. As now you sit back and watch positions 3 and 4 as the number 4 car of Matthew McKean trying to get back to that back bumper of Dustin German as we come down to complete lap number 57. And it looks like Chris Medford so far going to be able to keep that second spot as you got Dustin German charging hard at him for that second place running position.
Here they come out of turn 4. There's Baker. 12 laps to go. At the line, the man in second, Chris Medford. Dustin German now. First time we mentioned this driver's name, and the car number 99, he's in third. And he's got a good run going for him, just kind of staying out of trouble right now.
Yeah, it looks like he's saving grace. I mean, it doesn't look like he's been caught up in any of the mayhem that's gone on tonight. That car looks pretty clean so far through the course of this first 59 to 60 laps. So, you know, he may have some contention here. As looks like he's just been buying his time at that SRTV number 99 for German. But Steve Baker back at what he was doing, starting to pull away from the field. Is Chris Medford, one of your transfers from the shootout earlier, looking to hold on to second place as we come around to complete lap number 60.
Yeah, we mentioned that 99 car as they work their way to the back straightaway into turn number 3. Steve Baker, still the man out in front for SRTV Network, the Chevrolet, the 2020 AMA Next Gen Challenge Series champion. The series will be returning back in 2021, sometime between June and July, for another series again. There's also working on some special events. I know I talked with Mike Massengill and Tyler Hilton directly, working on some special events, special races. I know they're working on a special, a lot of special shows, some possible charity events as well to help out with reality and sim sport racing as well. But nonetheless, 7 remaining here in stage number 2, segment 2 here in the All-Star Showdown, presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing at Lucas Oil Raceway of Indianapolis, virtually on LSR TV. And there is Baker, followed by Chris Medford, Dustin German, Matthew McMeekin, and Dell Osborne. The top 5, they're back to turn 1.
As everybody's gotten pretty much single filed out, as it looks like Chris Medford may have scraped the wall there a little bit, as you saw Dustin German close in on his back bumper real quick there in turns 1 and 2. Doesn't really look like anybody throughout the course of the field's looking to really push the issue right now. To me, it looks like everybody's, pretty content with where they're at track-wise position right now, and just trying to get to that stage completion here in about 5 laps this time around. So keep your eye, as I believe the hottest battle that is, currently going on would be that run that Dustin German's trying to get on the 84 of Chris Medford, as it looks like German's going to get a loose coming off of turn number 4. That's going to give him a little bit of space in between him and Medford, but it's also going to allow the 4 of Matthew McKean to draw up even on that back bumper of his.
4 laps to go, coming to 3 remaining here in stage number 2. Caution will fall on lap number 70 when they cross the scoring loop. And out in front, it is Steve Baker. Steve Baker leading the way. Chris Medford in second. Dustin German third. McMeekin fourth. Osborne. First time we mentioned the sun drop man. There he is on the top shelf off of turn number 4. They're all single file. That freight train comes to now. 2 to go this time by. They coming off of turn number 4.
And here we go, 2 laps to go. As you see that 99 car, German's still getting a little bit loose off of corner exits, so keep an eye on him when this strategy comes up here on lap 70 for these pit cycles. I think you may see him come down and get 4 tires here. I'm not sure if he's pit yet or not, but the 55 car is going to come out of turn number 4, and the 2 to go will be displayed for the stage.
Actually, this is the white flag. 1 more lap to go here. In the caution will be thrown on lap number 70 as here they come to the back straightaway. The way that they're doing it for this stage, normally lap 70 would be lap 69, but the way they got it set up for this one, this will be the stage 2 to the line. 70 laps in, and there you see the field racing. They'll come across the scoring loop. Once everybody clears, you'll see the yellow flag displayed. 70 laps completed, and it is Steve Baker taking stage 1. He'll take stage number 2, and there's the caution. Like I said, 70 laps in. It's all Steve Baker. The man that has won the championship is now trying to win the All-Star race here tonight for the AMA Next Gen Challenge Series. Before we go to break, Brett, before we see pit stops, what's your thoughts of stage number 1 now to stage 2, and what do you think we're going to see the final 30 laps? And it looks like the pit man, Baker, is coming to the pits as so many others are pitting as well.
Yeah, it looks like the whole field coming down for their pit stop strategies now is, yes, every single car that is on the track so far, I have not seen anybody stay out. So everybody coming down for pit stops. So it's going to be interesting to see who can get the race win off of pit road, see if anybody can get in front of Baker and be able to hold on for this last 30 laps. I mean, we see some drivers get into the wall trying to get some battling going on for position there towards the end of stage 2.
And you know, Brad, I called this perfectly, because remember, me and you were talking about it before the race started. When will they come to the pits and take on tires and fuel? And I said it would probably be at the end of stage number 2. They're going to get those first 70 laps under their belt.
As I think Chris Medford actually beat beat Steve Baker off of pit road. So you will have a new race leader with 30 laps to go, as Medford has been on a hard charge from the 13th starting position to now being your race leader. And I'm telling you right now, Wesley, if you thought stage 2 was getting wild with people driving into the wall and getting, heavy contact going, that first 70 laps was nothing. This is put up or shut up time. We have a 20-lap stretch, and then I'm telling you, that last 10 laps that we have here tonight will probably be the best racing that we've seen all night. It's probably going to be the most action-packed.
Could we see Steve Baker sweep the entire All-Star Showdown?
I know one thing, he's definitely got the car to do it. He's been really fast so far, but now the field's in the hands of Chris Medford. He's got to be able to get back around the 84. I mean, it's one thing to be fast, but to be able to get around somebody here on this tiny, short, closed-in track, it's not going to be very easy, especially when you've got the 84 that you're trying to get around. And that 99 of Dustin German's been pretty consistently fast over the last 15 to 20 laps, so you can't count him out either. I think we're going to have about 3 cars, maybe 4 cars under a blanket for this last spot. As Dustin Ping, one of your transfer spot winners earlier in the showdown, he's going to get the lucky dog. That's going to put him back on the lead lap. So another fast car who's going to be on the lead lap. That should put him now, I believe, in the 10th position. So keep your eye on Dustin Ping. Maybe he's got something that he's able to show over the course of the last 30 laps now that he's able to be back on the lead lap.
A quick break. When we come back, Brad and I set the stage for stage 3. The All-Star Showdown presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing continues on your home for sim racing, LSR TV.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Stage 2 complete. Stage 1 complete. All been won by Steve Baker. We're ready now for the home stretch. 70 laps are completed. 30 remain. Stage number 3 is the lights go off for the pace car. About to get underway. It'll be 20 laps. It'll be Medford that will bring them to the green flag. When the green flag comes back out for Medford, what a great run he's got going for him right now in the number 84. Steve Baker in second, Dustin German third, Del Osborne, Matthew McMeekin in the top 5. They're going to make their way back to the Geico restart zone in the restart box here off of turn number 4. Me and Brett will rest our voices as it is time to kick some asphalt all-star style. Stage 3, green, as they come to the firing box at Indianapolis. We're underway. Medford, Baker, Osborne, look at the battle in stage number 3. 5 cars for the lead off turn number 4.
5 cars under a blanket. These guys are not waiting any time. As now Baker almost getting into the wall, and he's almost going to collect German on some contact there, as that's going to allow Medford to pull out of a gap a little bit. And then you've got 2 rows of side-by-side cars, as now here comes the 88 out of nowhere. Dale Osmond shot out of a cannon, as he's going to go to the outside of the 99 of Dustin German. German now trying to fight back on the inside, as he's going to get sideways, and German's going to go around. Caution flag.
German spins. Cade Green crashes at the 19 as well. Stage 3 business has picked up. There's your swag yellow flag, and oh my goodness, it's getting good here at Indy. Swag caution, swag instant replay. Watch this all come unglued. My goodness, Brett, you were seeing it. Look at this unfold. It looked like the car just came out from under him.
Yeah, as you see there, he's just got really hot and heavy battling side by side with Steve Baker through the course of 3 and 4. And it looks like he got on the throttle a little bit too early, as we're going to have a replay of the second wreck that involved a 19 car, as you see him up on the high side.
Yeah, that's Cade Green. And he was one of the drivers that made it in by virtue of the All-Star fan vote. And look at this, just simply lost it right behind the 99 of Dustin German. And honestly, it's one of those deals where I think it was a chain reaction effect. It was a chain effect. It bunched up everybody behind him, and he had nowhere to go after the 99 spun. And we now got Damon Cox and Cade Green on the pit lane, and they're taking on repairs. Remember, you can do as unlimited repairs that you want to. New tires, new adjustments, add fuel. Well, actually, you only have 1 set of tires, but that's it. But anything else you want to do, you can do it.
And, you know, I said it at the top of the broadcast, Wesley, this track looked to me like it was going to have a lot of throttle control to do with it. You know, the way you were going to be fast here is if you were consistent on that throttle, you know, you didn't get the car a little bit too loose, getting on the throttle a little too early coming out. And I think that's what you saw there with the 99 of Dustin German and the 19 car of Cade Green. Just, you know, getting a little too early on that throttle and just breaking that rear end loose and getting them tires to spin, and around she goes. As you're riding on board through the caution there with your race leader, the 84 of Chris Medford, seeing his view as we roll around lap number 73 of 100 here for this all-star race. As you know, he's got to be, you know, pretty interesting fact that he was able to, you know, keep his nose clean out of that 5-car battle we saw at the beginning of the stage, and able to pull away.
The number 84 out in front now. And again, yeah, he's the one in the car that we saw get really loose there. We also saw Steve Baker bounce off the wall when we done our kick in the asphalt segment. And what do you know, Baker is now falling back to second. He's right there behind Chris Medford.
Look who's coming on strong back in that number 6 spot, Dustin Ping. He won the shootout earlier.
Oh, yeah.
In the first segment. He's been having some bad luck, couple of laps down. He's fought himself all the way just outside that top 5 in the 6th spot. So,
I was going to say, look at Osmond too, with his Sundrop car, the number 88 machine, the Sundrop Chevrolet out of Herndon, Virginia, for Blackhawk Motorsports. He's right there in 3rd position, and Matthew McMeekin's got a good run going for him. A couple of scares along the way, got involved in a wreck a time or two, but McMeekin is in the show. 1 race win on the season for him in the U.S. Navy Ford out of Chesapeake, Virginia, and he is an independent driver. He is a free agent, so he really doesn't know what team he's going to run for next year.
Yeah, both of those drivers really gained a lot of track position when we saw the top 5 get real battle heavy. It's going to be interesting to see if they can continue this momentum, as the lights are going to be out on the pace car, as the pace car is now going to pull off into pit road. That's going to give
16 to go.
Medford the position on the field, as he's going to choose the outside lane. We saw the jump that Steve Baker was able to get with it. Is Medford be able to reciprocate it as well? As the green flag is out, we are going to roll on board. As look at the jump that Medford was able to get on Baker going into turn 1 and 2, and look at Osmond now as he's on the back bumper of Baker as he comes into turn 1, as he's got a big head of steam coming down into turn number 3. He's going to throw it in deep and sell it cheap. Not going to be able to get his nose underneath the 55 of Baker yet, but he's trying to ride that low line through 3 and 4. Keep your eye on that 88 of Dale Osmond as we come towards the end of this stage 3 finish.
4.5 way. 13 to go this time by at the start-finish line here in stage number 3 of the All-Star Showdown, presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing for the AMA, American Motorsports Association Next Gen Challenge Series. LSR TV coverage all season long. We're coming back next year in 2021. The All-Star race continues. This is the inaugural All-Star race. McMeekin trying to size up Osmond for a third. Baker trying to close back in on the leader, Medford, and Medford checking out as now Osmond and Baker fight for second, heating up for 12 to go off of turn number 4 to the line.
And Steve Baker's car has just not looked the same as far as dominance goes since he got into that contact with the wall. And he, as I say that, he gets into the wall again in 1 and 2. So I wonder if Steve Baker may have knocked the toe out on that number 55 SRTV machine, because right now it looks like Medford starting to take advantage, and now you see Osmond taking a look to the inside as he's going to come down. He's going to throw her in there underneath him into turn 1 and 2. As they're going to be almost dead even at the apex of the corner. Baker able to get a good run. Now look at McMeekin taking a shot to the outside as he's going to show his nose to the outside. He's going to pull up dead even as they come into turn number 3. The 4 car of McMeekin making that outside line work as he's going to have the position as we come to the line. And look at this, Ping coming with him for that 5th spot.
And 10 laps to go, by the way. Double open hands from your flagman, giving them 10 remaining for Medford, Baker, McMeekin, Osmond. That battle on the racetrack now with Ping on the outside looking in on Osmond out of 3 and 4.
Yeah, keep your eye on Dustin Ping. He is hard charging towards the front of this field as we get closer and closer to the end of this. I wonder if he's got anything to, possibly throw at Baker and Medford, as you see him starting to pull in McMeekin already. So that number 1 car of Ping, he's got a hot rod underneath him tonight. Let's, keep an eye on him, as I'm pretty sure he's got the talent to wheel that thing to the front of this All-Star race.
Laps winding down here in stage number 3, ready to Katie bar the door. 20 laps to go here in the All-Star race, but there will be a 10-lap shootout to decide it as we're under 10 laps to go in stage number 3. 9 remaining, coming to 8 remaining this time by. Out in front, it is Chris Medford, Steve Baker, Matthew McMeekin, their single file top 5, pulling away from German on back as they go to 1.
And you see the 84 car of Medford, just how much brake he's using to get into this car. Watch his car as he comes into turn 3. You can see the whole front end just completely shift down, just dip down and, provide that grip coming into the corner. I think that's what's allowing him to keep that momentum coming through the apex and able to pull away from such an impressive performer like Steve Baker. I mean, as you pointed out earlier, Steve Baker is the defending champion. He is this year's champion. To be able to get him and as dominant as he's been this entire race, I mean, this is, really impressive for Medford to be able to do towards the end of this All-Star race, as he's now opened up about a half a second lead as we have 16 to go, 6 laps before our final stage end.
Coming to 5 to go now, actually, is where we're at. 5 laps remaining. Remember, they'll take the 1 to go on lap 11, and then they'll throw the caution with 10 laps remaining to keep the field at 10 laps for a shootout. But nonetheless, it is Medford leading the way in that car number 84. By the way, he had to come in through the last chance All-Star Showdown Challenge earlier tonight. He finished right behind Dustin Ping in race number 1, or stage 1, if you will. And he is down the back straightaway right now. Of course, Travis Smith, the 95, won race number 2, a stage 2 in the All-Star Challenge Showdown last chance races. He currently sits in 8th. 4 laps to go now. Medford leads the way back to turn number 1 and 2. The hourglass running short in stage number 3 and trying to keep Steve Baker from continuing the sweep.
Yes, Steve Baker may have found something here late in this 3rd stage, as he has dropped that gap from a half a second all the way down to 2/10 as he's knocking on the back door of Medford now for that race lead.
Here he comes. I think he's found something, as you said there, Brad. He's about made some moves here, but it looks like also Chris Medford, I don't think he showed his true strong hand either, as he is now pulled away. And here comes McMeekin also starting to close it on Baker. 2 to go at the line in stage 3.
Mick Meekin looking to take that second spot for this 10-lap shootout at the end of the race, but Baker trying to pull away as he's going to have a good run through 1 and 2. He's going to close the gap a little bit more on Medford, but you see Medford able to pull away going down the straightaway and into turn 3. But look at the run that Baker gets now through 3 and 4. He's going to pull right to the back bumper. He could have gave him a little bit of a shot like, hey buddy, I'm here, as we get ready to take the white flag this time by, as they should.
He respected him. I just wanted to say that. He respected him. He could have gave him the chrome horn. He could have ran him up the racetrack, but he did not do that to Chris Medford. Baker now making his own faults cost him as he almost goes in the fence off of turn number 4. They come to the line. Caution is out. Stage number 3 will go to Chris Medford. Steve Baker will finish in second. And Travis Smith, well, wait a minute here. Oh, it's all messed up here now, man. It looked like for a second there, I thought we were going to see Troy Radford try to get in there and make something happen. What a job there. Mick Meekin was also trying to make a move on Baker, just simply ran out of time there. All right. Okay, so Brett, do you come down to the pits? Do you make any adjustments? Do you give up track position, or do you stay right where you're at as we get ready for the 4th and final 10-lap shootout segment? This is where it's really going to be good. Katie bar the door here in virtual Indianapolis next.
I think if you're inside the top 5, you stay out. I mean, you got something going good for you here. As you see the cars like the 95 of Travis Smith and the 94 of Troy Radford coming down, as they're going to get their tire stop here. So they went 90 laps. So keep an eye on those 2 drivers, as they're going to have fresh rubber over the rest of this field, and that may be just enough to play a factor. But I'm going to have to ask you here, Wesley, not to put the driver's curse out there to anybody, but...
No, you're not going to have me do it.
Oh, come on. Last stage, who you got?
I will say this much. I really believe that Steve Baker has a strong car. I think he was being nice to Chris Medford in stage number 3. He could have ran him up the racetrack. He could have moved him around, could have done the bump and run in the turn 3 and 4. Baker respected him. I really think Steve Baker's got the car. He's the champion. He's going to win the battle and the All-Star War here tonight at Indianapolis.
I could respect that pick. It's a very, very intelligent pick. However, I think I'm going to go 1 row back directly behind him. I think I'm going to go with the number 1 car, Dustin Ping. He's been pretty strong, especially towards the end. Coming back through the field, he currently sits in 4th, so keep your eye on him. I think he's going to play a factor here in case this 55 of Steve Baker and the 84 of Chris Medford end up making some contact coming through, trying to, seclude the win.
Well, there you go. Who's your pick to win? You guys decide. Let us know in the chat box, and we'll be back for Stage 4 10-lap shootout from Indy when we return on LSR TV, your home for sim racing in the All-Star Showdown. Have you picked yourselves a winner? The first 3 stages mean absolutely nothing. This is where it counts the most. $100 to the winner, a big trophy. For the next 3 seasons, you're in the All-Star Showdown. And history, who will be the inaugural winner of the AMA NEXTGEN Challenge Series All-Star Showdown presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing? They're getting ready to come, and they're going to wave off the restart. Something not right on timing and scoring. All that hype and build up for nothing, Brett Rose, and they took it away from me. Look at the pace car doing what it did again.
Yeah, I'm still voting that we need to get a DUI test on the pace car driver, because he's trying to steal the show out here on these guys. I mean,
all that hype for nothing, man. This made me waste the entire energy that I had. Just, bleh.
That's all right. We'll just hit the
We'll try
rewind
this
button.
again.
Here you go.
Look, try this. Look. Here they come into turn number 3. The pace car drops on the pit road. They'll make their way back to the Geico restart zone and firing box here at Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Raceway. 10 laps. Winner take all. Who will be the inaugural All-Star Showdown winner? Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. You have a race. Stage 4 is green. It's going to be a wild 10 laps. They're side by side for the whole shot in one.
Take a look at the run that Ping was able to get to the outside of the 4 of McMeekin. Sorry about that. And now your race leaders are side by side. That's going to allow him to draw right up to the bumper. Oh, a little bit of contact made between Medford and Baker. That's going to put Ping down to the bottom. They're 3 wide.
3 wide contact.
Huge contact.
Little contact.
And Ping going to go into the outside.
Wall. He gets hit. He gets crashed in and mashed by Medford.
And we got the big one here with 9 to go.
Caden Green is caught up in a couple other cars involved. Troy Radford also collected. The big one here with 1 lap in the All-Star Showdown 10-lap shootout. Watch the replay. It's already got Ping crashing. Radford crashes. So is also Travis Smith. Osman got collected, and so did Cade Green in the 19. I think we need to go to the blimp view for this one. I think we need to go to the blimp view for this one. Holy cow.
I think we should go on board with Travis Smith as he avoided that whole entire thing. He saw that coming a mile away, and he ducked down to the inside lane as he's got through without even a scratch.
Let's watch it.
See a little bit of contact.
Yep.
And we just got cars going everywhere.
Wow. The big one. Who wants to win the All-Star race? These drivers want to win the All-Star Showdown. They don't care if it's virtual and not reality. They want their part of history. Look at them crashing.
And you see
wiggle and a jiggle and a bobble and a giggle and a calamity in turn number 1. A big one.
Notice how you saw the 95 of Travis Smith. As soon as he saw the car starting to get a little bit sideways, he instantly hit the brakes and went down to the inside, let them do their thing, and just tried to keep his nose clean. And if you noticed, he really paid out big time on that because he is now sitting shotgun in the 5th starting spot. So he's going to have that inside row, but look who's back up to 3rd, that 99 of Dustin German, as he's looking to stick his nose into business here with only 8 laps to go.
What a show. It's not over yet. What an event we have seen. And my goodness. Katie, bar the door. Look at the damage. Look at the damage on the front end of Ping's car. That was your pick. The announcer jinx is on you tonight.
Hey, I tried to say without jinxing anybody, but you know what they say. If I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. So my bad on that one. Mr. Ping, you know, you could definitely put that one on me tonight.
Yeah, Dustin Ping in 15 starts, no wins, 5 top 5s, 9 top 10s. He did pick up a win, however, in the non-points stage segment 1 tonight, and that's what got him into the All-Star race. And now crashed, battered, and banged. So we'll go again. Well, actually, we're still under the yellow flag. My goodness.
And the interesting thing about this, Wesley, is if you look to the front of the field, look who's back in the top spot here.
Oh yeah.
As the 55 of Steve Baker was able to wrestle the lead away from Chris Medford on that last little 2-lap shootout we had there. So.
Well, at the time of caution, Baker was ahead of the 94 of Medford. So that's why, or the 84 of Chris Medford.
Yeah,
so that's why they put him as the leader.
Yep, they had just come around to complete the lap, so.
And mind you, there's still 9 laps to go here.
Oh, this is still anybody's race, especially with how much contact and how antsy we saw them racing already. I mean, they were 3 wide for 3rd, and you just saw complete chaos unfold. So if you thought that was wild, get ready for these next 8 to 9 laps, because it's only going to get more chaotic from here. As
Process
the lights go
of
out on the pace
elimination.
car.
Process of elimination. Who will survive? Baker is the leader. He'll take the outside for the restart. The leader has the opportunity and leader's choice to go inside or outside for the green flag restart. He will bring the field back to speed in the restart box. Medford goes to the inside, and no, they have waved off the restart.
caution lights coming back on the pace car, as we are going to make sure everybody's in the appropriate spot that they need to be after
Well,
that
it looks
big
like
caution.
Troy Radford came down to the pit lane in the 94 car, so they're letting Troy Radford pit. So that's what they were trying to do. I think they're going to give him another lap. And there he is. There you see him. And now they're going to give the lights off on the pace car, and now they're going to get doubled up, and now they're going to get serious, and now we're going to try to do this again. And to be honest with you, Brett, there's still 9 drivers that have a shot to race for this thing here.
Yeah, you saw the contact.
10 for that matter. He's still on the lead lap, and so is Troy Radford. He's on the lead lap. Everybody, 10 cars on the lead lap here.
Yeah, and you saw the contact that was made there between Baker and Medford for that exchange there on that last time. So let's see if they, are willing to rub a little bit of paint off this time as we come through 3 and 4. The field's going to be in the hands of Baker as he's going to roll slowly out of turn number 4. And he's going to get on the loud pedal. We are back to green flag race, and look at the jump that he's able to get as he's going to clear about a car length or 2. But take a look at the run that the 95 of Travis Smith got on the 84 of Medford, as he's going to have some momentum. He's going to have to check up just a little bit, file in line, as he's going to be on the back bumper going into turn 3. As Steve Baker, your current race leader, Medford looking to the inside, trying to get back to his back bumper. But they have a hard-charging Smith and German strictly coming for their heels.
You want to hear a quick statistic as Travis Smith tries to go to the lead on Baker in 2? Down the backstretch, Baker lits a little sideways. Behind is Smith, so is also Medford. Smith, Medford, German, and Ping, all 4 drivers in the top 5, or in the top 5 that had to go through the last chance race. How about that for hijinks tonight?
That is really, really impressive. 4 out of the 5 top 5 had to race their way in tonight.
Well,
Huge contact in the back.
Alex Matthew McMeekin, they're crashing on the bottom of the apron. Yellow flag is out with 6 laps to go in the All-Star Showdown.
Some huge contact there between McMeekin and Ping, as it looks like Ping just got a little bit loose on the outside and just came down and clobbered the door of the number 4 machine of McMeekin.
Well, so much for mentioning Ping. And for one time, Ping, Smith, Medford, German, all drivers that were in the Last Chance Challenge Showdown that transferred in were in the top 5. And here's a replay. Osmond and Ping, I wonder if he might have had some help. He already bounced off the wall there, and he goes down into turn number 1 and 2. Osmond to his inside. Here comes McMeekin at the top shelf. Looks like he tries to go to the left rear, runs out of room. Ping off the wall, turns in front of McMeekin. They had nowhere to go, and they crash on the bottom of the apron.
Yeah, you saw him getting loose there for a couple laps after that wreck, getting into the wall and it shooting the card back down the racetrack, and it just happened to be the wrong place at the wrong time for Matthew McMeekin with only 6 to go. So keep an eye on this restart, though, as Travis Smith pulled off an amazing maneuver on Chris Medford. Almost looked like an old dirt track slider there for second. And he was almost battling underneath the 55 of Steve Baker, so I think Travis Smith going to show his hand here with about 5 laps to go. I think he may have something here to throw a curveball into the matter.
Man, oh man. Whew. And here comes now Travis Smith. We mentioned him. He's now up there to second. So the man out of Raleigh, North Carolina, the SRTV network, number 55 out of Raleigh, leading the way. He won the championship, 2 wins on the season, consistency all throughout the year, and now he's trying to win the All-Star Showdown, making history being the champion and the All-Star Showdown winner for the inaugural event here tonight at Lucas Oil Raceway. Follow LSR TV for coverage at LSR TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram throughout the week with all sorts of great stuff, just like the Next Gen Challenge Series, Swag, Outlaw Super Late Model Series. We also have the Northwest Cup and Truck Series. The Truck Series is off tonight. They normally would be getting ready to go about this time. Also, the new No Limit Racing Pro Series on Monday night. The Adrenaline iRacing League, their Cup Series is in the playoffs. And so much more. And again, coming up this Sunday, get signed up for it. The Swag Martinsville E300, $1,000 to win. A grandfather clock, a big check. Brett, aren't you signed up for this race? Aren't you in it on Sunday?
Not yet, but I am looking to get into that right after this is over. I'm going to be getting with our producer tonight, Mr. Will Duvall, and going to see if he can catbird me a seat into this Martinsville race, because, yeah, I'm definitely looking to get my hands on that grandfather clock. That would be pretty sweet.
And Brett's pretty darn talented in the world of cup racing on pavement for iRacing, too, because you were the inaugural winner of the Monday Night Cup Series event for the World of Thunder that we did at Daytona back in July, and I had the privilege to call that race.
Yeah, we're not as talented on asphalt as we are on dirt, but trying to get there. We're trying to, channel our inner Kyle Larson and, just be good on both, as it looks like we're getting ready to go green flag racing again here.
Yes, sir. And Smith not wasting no time getting to the door panel of the driver left of Baker. A little mind games, if you will, as they come to the green. Smith did not go! Smith did not go! They make contact, spin to the apron! Smith and Medford crash into the German car!
Contact.
Yellow flag out again. Something happened to Smith. He did not go, and he collected the rest of the pack. That wreck started in turn 4, and it wrecks in turn number 2. Holy cow.
It looks like he may have gotten a quick little jab in the back end from Medford on that start. It looks like
look at the
just
replay.
a little bit of contact at the beginning.
Let's check the replay. Swag, caution, instant replay. Look at this. I can't tell. I don't know if...
Not sure if he spun the tires or if there was a little bit of contact, but you see him
look at German, innocent guy there, man. He had nowhere to go, the 99 car did. He was just in his own little racing world. Watch it one more time. I don't... Travis? No, he didn't go. He spun the tires.
He spun the tires there. And you just see German... He didn't even see it coming until the last second.
Tough break, man, for guys like Dustin German, Travis Smith, and even Chris Medford. They had to fight their way. The drivers that had to fight their way into the All-Star Showdown tonight in the stage races, in the challenge, have now wrecked each other. All of them. They're all out.
Oh, Dustin German now going to be sitting
still in there, but
second.
he's damaged.
Medford's sitting in third. He's got some damage. It looks like the only one not able to make it out is Travis Smith. It looks like he was caught in the wall there.
And Dustin Ping, we mentioned him, Dustin Ping. There were at one time about 4 laps ago, in the top 5, it was Steve Baker, and it was all the 4 cars that transferred in from the challenge earlier tonight.
I'm telling you, I have no idea just looking at this number 1 car on your screen of Ping how that car is even still firing. I mean, look at not only him but the 4 car of McMeekin as well. Look at these guys. They have so much damage. It's like, how are these cars even still running?
Looks like he's driving cattywampus onto the pit lane. And look at this guy's car all tore up. Look at the 57 car. Damon Cox Mudd. He's all cool. Looking like a modified. He's got that Miller High Life entry. Sitting there in the number 5 spot. Car all destroyed, and he's in 5th. Look at Medford's car. He's in 2nd, and he's all tore up, and he's still in the 3rd position. I'm sorry. And it looks like Dustin Ping, Travis Smith, and Troy Radford are on the pit lane. The only clean car in the field, Steve Baker. And might I add to that, he's had some bumps and scrapes and bruises along the way here tonight as well in the other stages.
I wouldn't say he's the only clean car out there. If you take a look back a couple of spots, you've got that number 88 Sundrop
88
machine.
Dale Osmond's
Dale
car.
Osmond's looking pretty clean as well compared to some of these guys. So, I mean,
look at the back end of that car then, buddy, and you called me in the morning.
He's got a little bit of damage, but I mean, there you go. Look at that. Look at that side-by-side comparison between him and Medford.
As we get ready for the restart, with 5 laps to go here in the All-Star Showdown, presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing, props to Tyler Hilton and to Mike Massengill and to all these drivers. This race, Brett Rawls, lived up to its hype. At one point, I thought maybe it was going to become a snooze fest, but these guys have put on one hell of a show. We're glad you're enjoying it as they get ready to come back for the restart box out of turn 4. It's Steve Baker and Dustin German now ready to bring them to green again. 5 to go here in Indianapolis. Now make it 4 to go back to turn 1.
And here comes Medford going to the inside of German already. But here comes Osmond looking to make it 3 wide down on the bottom as he's going to have to check up for Medford, give it a little bit of space. So put Medford back into second.
Here's Osmond
looking to take over that 3rd spot from German.
Here's Osmond on the inside, trying to get around German for 3rd. Trying to then get by Medford in 84 for 2nd. And these drivers, as the leader, Baker, bounces off the wall. Cade Green spins. Middle of the turn. He gets collected. Cade Green spins, goes around. Caution is out with 3 to go here in Indianapolis. Another yellow flag.
I'm telling you what.
Skip the first 3 stages. Just had these guys run a 10-lap shootout.
I'm telling you what, Steve Baker better be paying Cade Green an additional set of tires or something.
Yes, sir,
this
something.
Gift, because I'm telling you what, Steve Baker got into the wall just before this caution, and
he was in trouble.
He was a sitting duck for probably 3 cars there in position. Medford, German, and Osmond all had position on him. We were going to get hot and heavy.
I would have to say I couldn't agree more with you, man, for sure. Watch this. Watch the replay. Can we show the replay of the 55 car? Watch where they got up in the wall. And then literally Baker saved by the caution, saved by the Banana Republic flag. Because honestly, Medford, German, Osmond, McMeekin, they were about to overtake the 55 car. Watch this. Watch the 19 in the back spin, but watch the 55 right here into the wall.
And you see how much ground he lost on Medford as Medford was looking to the inside.
Right there.
He was going to be neck and neck going into turn 3. And I guarantee you, Medford, with only having 3 laps to go, he was looking like he was going to go dirt tracking there for a little bit for that lead coming into 3 and 4 and pull that type of slider type maneuver that we saw Travis Smith pull on him earlier in the race. But if you thought this race could not get any more drama-filled, just wait for this next 3 laps. Because I'm telling you, if Medford had a jump like that coming from 3rd, now that he's starting side by side with Baker, this may get hot and heavy for these last 3 laps, Wesley.
And mind you, if we have another caution, we will do it again, and we will do it again, and we will do it again, because caution laps do not count. I think there's multiple attempts for a finish because it is the All-Star race, and we're going to decide who's going to be the champion of a big trophy, $1,000, 3 years into the All-Star race guaranteed, and most importantly, bragging rights, Brett Rolls, of being the first ever winner of the All-Star Showdown presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing.
Now, I've got a interesting question here because I'm not 100% sure if we've got any teammates in the field, but
not nothing I really know of.
I've noticed the Dustin German car is also sponsored by SRTV Network as well. So you're going to have 2 SRTV Network cars starting 1st and 3rd. Do you think German may give Baker a little bit of shove and help him seal off a nice jump on the start? Or
now, they might be teammates. That's with Smoke Show Racing. They might be teammates, so we'll have to see for sure. But I'll tell you, I'd love to see Dale Osmond get up there and battle with Baker. They've done it all season long, fighting for the win, fighting for the regular season championship, fighting during the playoffs. So, yeah, definitely. I'd love to see Osmond get up there and try to make something happen. And like you said, he's one of the only 2 cars that have kind of not damaged per se like everybody else is. But this has been a fun show. This reminds me of when I announced the All-Star race at Bristol for NASCAR, and it was kind of it was different. It wasn't as intense as everybody thought it would be. But this race right here tonight, virtually, what a show this has been. Katie barred the door. The lights are off on the pace car. We have got a 3-lap shootout. And Brett, as I said, props to Mike and Tyler with the American Motorsports Association. This race lived to its hype here tonight.
Oh, this has been a fantastic race. You know, just watching this All-Star race, I'm going to have to see about getting my 17R machine into this coming up here soon.
Pace car comes in. Here we come. It'll be a 2 to go when they come to the restart box, and they come to green off turn 4. Steve Baker. Osmond opens the door to the outside lane. 2 to go back to turn 1 here in Indianapolis. And Baker out in front.
and you saw Osmond right up on the back bumper of Baker, and he's going to have enough momentum to clear Metford for that second spot, and now he's got a huge run on Baker. Remember, he came in and got tires a little bit later in the race than Baker did, so he's got a little bit extra rubber. Going to be interesting to see is we're going to have
white flag.
White flag. This is the last lap. Is Osmond
this is it.
Going to try to reel him in?
One more time down the back straightaway. Osmond trying to close in and make a move on Baker. He's on the inside. Couldn't get there. Runs up the racetrack. Steve Baker wins the battle, wins the war. The All-Star Showdown champion, Steve Baker. They're crossing across the finish line. Mick Meekin, Medford, Cade Green, all German upside down, wrecking as they come to the checkered flag. Wow.
What a performance by the 55 machine of Steve Baker. Just absolutely dominated the entire 100-lapper here. Kept his nose clean. You know, he wasn't the lead car for the entire race, but definitely the class of the field tonight as you see him pull down and burn it down here tonight for the All-Star win in that SRTV network-sponsored number 55.
What a show. And for once, I called it, and the guy didn't wreck. He won. So, hey, I picked it. I said I was going with Baker. You know what, though? I honestly, like I said, it's only fitting, Brett Rolls, for Steve Baker to be the All-Star Showdown champion here, as well as what he's done in the whole season, being the champion for the, being the regular race season champion. Congratulations to the 55.
Yeah, Steve Baker, he's shown throughout the 100 laps here tonight, he's the class of this field. Him and Osmond had a little bit more of a road to toe coming in to finish second there, but Steve Baker showing just exactly why he's won championships and why he should be the All-Star winner here tonight. And
I think it's only fitting that again, the drivers of Baker and Osmond fighting there for the final shootout, fighting for the championship 1 and 2 here in the All-Star race. Steve Baker is the winner, by the way. The unofficial race results here on LSR TV presented by Saw Blade. Steve Baker, Dale Osmond, Chris Medford third, Matthew McMeekin fourth. Medford, and they all start spinning at the finish line, but he got scored for third. And McMeekin crashed, Dustin German crashed, Cade Green crashed. They're your top 6. Dustin Ping 7th. And why don't you give them the rest of the rundown? Here are the 14 starters here tonight at Indianapolis.
All right, position number 8, you're going to find the 57 of Damon Cox. Position number 9 is going to be the 95 of Travis Smith, who you saw have some heartbreak there towards the last 5 laps of the race. Rounding out the top 10 is going to be the 94 car of Troy Radford. And then your 11th place starter tonight is going to be the 11th place finisher rather, is the 67 of Colin Allman, who we saw be very dominant towards the beginning of the race and then have some trouble, followed by the 34 of Doug Wysowski in 12th. 13th is going to be the 80 of Brian Littleton, and I believe the final 2 cars are your 2 race controls.
That's exactly right. When we come back, it's the Clan Wars Servers post-race wrap-up. We will talk to the top 3 and officially put a cap on the season as we go to the rearview mirror for the Next Gen Challenge Series of 2020. You're tuned in to your home for sim racing, LSR TV. Back with more from Indianapolis virtually in a moment.
Do any shirt. We do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing. And if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink color. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees at yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Let's do it. Back here at Lucas Oil Raceway in Indianapolis, the official season has now come to an end for the Next Gen Challenge Series, sanctioned by the American Motorsports Association of 2020. And the winner of the All-Star Showdown, presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing, is Raleigh, North Carolina's series champion, Steve Baker, winning the Showdown. We're now going to interview the top 3 drivers. It's all part of the Clan War Servers post-race wrap-up. Clan War Servers, the official communications partner of Live Sim Racing. Real quickly, we're going to talk to third place, Chris Medford. Chris, you had to come in through the All-Star Challenge. What a crazy race. That race lived up to the hype. I think it was a phenomenal virtual show this evening. I hope everybody had enjoyed themselves. What's your take of being in the 84 car?
Well, I practiced the other night, and I practiced during the night, so I knew I had a decent car on a long run during the night. But during that first qualifier, it was just so loose. I had to make so many adjustments just to hang on. Travis Smith was fast, Dustin was fast, just a lot of guys there to battle out. But, I mean, starting from the tail of the field and finishing third, it was fun. I had a little bit of contact with Steve on the outside, and I didn't want to race him like that, so it was a good race.
Brett, I will ask a question. You ask a question for Medford.
All right, Medford, I got to ask you on that restart that you ended up getting tangled in with Travis Smith. You guys ended up making contact going into turn 1 and 2. How much did that damage really affect your race car towards the end of the race? Because, we saw you take a pretty heavy hit into the wall. Not sure if anybody ended up collecting into you or not, but just didn't seem like your car had as much drive through the corner after that heavy contact was made.
Yeah, off the corner, it wasn't too bad. I think the spoiler was still on there, but I had no rear bumper. I made a little bit of right front contact, so it got tight in the center. So I apologize to Dustin German for getting into him on accident there. The 95 spun his tires, and he dove way down the track. And, an all-star race with under 10 laps to go, I mean, you can't really necessarily lift. And, you lose all kinds of momentum, especially down the inside. But, I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was nothing like Steve and KD's was, but I think it was a top 5. I just think the track position got me to the top 3.
One more time for the season. Thank your sponsors on the 84.
Yep, I'd like to thank Race for Riley. It's one of my main sponsors. Booster Racewear, the great sim racing wear, as in for shoes, gloves, all kinds of things. The guys from Falcon, it's fun racing with them. Congrats to Steve on the All-Star win and the championship. KD, great run. It's fun racing against you. I know we raced about 4 or 5 laps side by side in that first stage, and we was given all kinds of room. Thank you guys for broadcasting this year, and special thanks to Tyler and Mike. I know this stuff is not easy, and it can be a big headache. So all the time and effort, and time taken away from the loved ones. I have nothing but the most respect for those guys.
All right, buddy. There's again the driver, Chris Medford. He will finish third here tonight in the car number 84 this evening. And again, also for the season, Chris Medford will end the season 9th in the standings out of 13 starts with, again, 4 top 5s and 9 top 10s. The driver, Chris Medford, again, 9th in the point standings and 3rd place here in the All-Star Showdown. 2nd place, Dale Osborne. Only fitting, as I said in the broadcast, Kenneth Dale, that it was you drivers at the end fighting for the championship with Baker, fighting for the All-Star Showdown here in stage number 4, the 10-lap showdown. And again, what's your take of being runner-up in the All-Star race tonight?
You can't be happy with the second, but, I'm happy with the second here. I just really don't like this track, and myself... I'm telling the truth. I just really don't like the track, but, I was able to pull it out there at the end and fight for a second.
So before I throw it to Brett for another question here, a segue to my first one, were you literally like playing possum and then in that last 5 laps to go started to bring the car to the front? Because you really had a good, strong piece. It just seemed like you were biding your time. Am I calculating that right?
Mostly it was the pit stops that got me there. I made some adjustments, even when I didn't go in to take tires. I threw the kitchen sink at it, pretty much. But, I was just trying to save my tires there in that last 30 lap stint, because I knew there was going to be some cautions. And then, I don't know, the way they fell in my track position, it was able to just get me up there to second, I think.
All right, so my question for you here has got to be, towards the end of the race, we saw you make a really hard drive towards the front, and we saw you almost, throw it in deep and sell it in cheap. Do you think if you had a couple of more laps and maybe, a little bit longer than 3-lap run, do you think you would have had anything for Steve Baker? Because it looked like he was just pretty much dominant tonight from start to finish.
Maybe on that last little run there, if I could have had, 2 more laps, I might have been able to get to his bumper, but, I couldn't make any passes on the bottom. This is it's a 1-lane track up top when you've got such equal cars. So, maybe, but who knows?
Sponsor time, buddy. Oh, but go ahead, Brett. If you got a segue, continue.
I was about to do what you were doing.
Go ahead, brother. Do it. Go on.
All right, man. One last time for the season. Let's hear them sponsors out and the people that help you out behind the scenes.
Yep, biggest sponsor, Ohio and Indiana Roofing Company. They're amazing. They've been with us for the entire season here. My teammates, Mike, Dustin, and Brian, they're awesome. We build all these setups. This is actually a recycled setup, so we didn't get much time this week. But big thank you to everyone in this league. It was awesome all season long. Family for watching. Thank you guys for broadcasting. You guys do an awesome job, and thank you to our admins.
The Sundrop Chevrolet for Blackhawk Motorsports out of Hendon, Virginia. The KD Osborne, Kenneth Dale Osborne, will again finish the season as the runner-up for the championship with a total out of 15 starts of 3 wins, 11 top 5s, and 13 top 10s, and second here in the inaugural All-Star Showdown presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing. Finally, the champion that wins the overall championship wins the All-Star Showdown. Driver out of Raleigh, North Carolina in the car number 55 for Smoke Show Racing, Steve Baker. Steve, congratulations. I said this non-intently wanting you to win, but I said it would only be fitting if the champion of the series wins the All-Star race. Normally when I make picks for drivers, it's bad luck. They crash. Thank goodness that didn't happen to me, and you didn't get the jinx tonight virtually. You win the inaugural All-Star Showdown. How do you feel?
Feels good, man. Glad to wrap one up before the season came to a close on a short track. I definitely wrecked it a few times into the fence, just pushing as hard as possible. Made a few swings to the track bar and a few other things without testing right before the start of the race, hoping it worked, and ended up being pretty good through the corners. So, yeah, loved it. It was a real fun race. And, like you said, there with 2 or 3 laps, whatever happened, that big wreck or whatever, and I look up and KD's right there again. So it's been fun racing him all season.
Mr. Baker, you came out here tonight and you just put on an absolute clinic of this field. We saw early on you in that battle with Mr. Allman, and you guys made a little bit of contact there. Once we saw him get into the bad luck situation he had, did you pretty much think that you had the show wrapped up, or was the damage and having to come through the pit strategies and come through the field a little bit of a worry for you?
Yeah, no, I didn't ever think it was wrapped up until we were crossing the checkered flag. So, I mean, there's too many quick cars out here. But yeah, it took a lot of work to get up there to Colin, and we were sort of banging off of each other there for a couple laps. But overall, I think the race was pretty calm until those last few stints when everybody kind of ramped up a little bit. I had made a decision to take tires on that break before the 20-lap run just because I knew I had to get some heat in them for them to be any good. It was a little bit better on the longer runs, but yeah, never thought it was over until the last lap. Too many fast guys out here.
Brad, how fitting, or Steve, how fitting is it to be the Torn Series champion throughout the season, and then you cap it off being the inaugural winner of the All-Star race, the All-Star Showdown here presented by Ohio Indiana Roofing. For the next 3 years, you'll automatically have a bid in this All-Star race, regardless of how your season will be. $100 cash. You got a Ben Franklin coming to you from the series of AMA. You got a trophy coming to you, and just the bragging rights of being the inaugural series champion.
Yeah, man, it's been a lot of work. Like I said, this is the first kind of full season or league I've done open setup, so definitely a lot more work throughout the week. Just working on the car and trying to get it quick. I think we kind of came on stronger at the end of the year and figured a few things out that we were just missing earlier on the long run stuff, and it paid off. But really just got to shout out to everybody who was running up there. I mean, Katie, heck of a guy to battle with, super fast, super clean driver. So when you've got guys like that out on the track, then, it's always fun to come out and race and know you're going to have a good battle with somebody. So
sponsors.
Yeah, shout out Smoke Show Racing, my team, SRTV Network. As always, shout out to Falcon Motorsports just with the support throughout the season with testing and setup stuff. Major shout out to Tyler Hilton, Mike Massengale for putting on the league. It's a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot to go through dealing with everybody and all the personalities. So thanks to them for putting on the series, and thanks for you guys always for the broadcast.
And Steve, in closing, bud, I didn't realize you lived in Raleigh. I live in Durham, North Carolina. We're literally like right near each other. We need to get together and do lunch sometime, bud.
There you go. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. The SRTV Network, number 55 Chevrolet from Raleigh, North Carolina, from the capital of North Carolina, the Tar Heel State, the Smoke Show Racing entry. He is the champion of the series with a total of, again, 2 wins, 11 top 5s, 15 top 10s, the champion of also the inaugural All-Star Showdown presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing, 55, Steve Baker. Before we let everybody go, we also want to have final remarks from the series director of the American Motorsports Association, Mr. Tyler Hilton. Tyler, your thoughts on the season and one hell of an awesome all-star race here tonight in Indianapolis. What a show at Lucas Oil Raceway.
Hey, I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sounds like you did.
It sounds like you took the gloves off, let the guys kind of, have at it, so to speak, virtually.
Oh, yeah, it's all-star night, man. After what we definitely had a successful inaugural season here with 2020, we want to let the guys let loose a little bit, go out there, have some fun, and man, did they bring it. That was a great all-star race, and we definitely can't wait to come back here next year for that. And big congrats goes out to Steve, bringing home that championship this year and then following up with the all-star victory here. Definitely congratulations to him, KD, all those guys. I mean, drivers make this show what it is, and they brought it.
So what was known as the RaceX Challenge Series is now back as the American Motorsports Association. What is coming in Season 2 in 2021?
Yes, sir. We're going to have a truck series. That's going to be sponsored by Sin City Pilot cars. That's going to be starting sometime around March. It'll be an open setup Monday night truck series league. Races are going to be about 150, 200 miles in length on it. Only 10 races, short season for that.
Cool.
And then we will return for a second season of obviously the Next Gen Challenge series. Ohio and Indiana Roofing, they are amazing. They're coming back on board for a second season with us on that.
Awesome.
So we're fully funded. We're going to bring it back next year, and we're going to make it bigger and better then.
And I was saying in the broadcast that season 2 will be on LSR TV. We're planning to be around June or July of next year, 2021.
Yes, that is correct. Pretty much same format. We're going to run it in 3-week segments and then have an off week so guys can test and stuff. It's going to be about 15 races, and then we're going to have the All-Star at the end. Who knows? We might throw in a couple other special events and do some charity events and stuff and see what we can work out. But, yeah, we're excited, and we're revving up for a big 2021. And, I mean, as much as it feels good to go ahead and put a wrap to 2020 in this season, I'm ready for it to start again, man.
Any final remarks, comments, acknowledgement for your champion, Steve Baker, and the All-Star race winner tonight? Only fitting for the 55 to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Steve, on behalf of obviously the American Motorsports Association, also the Next Gen Racing Leagues, and this Next Gen Challenge Series, and Ohio and Indiana Roofing, definitely congratulations on this season. Congratulations on your win tonight. Well deserved. Very, very awesome job by you all season, and definitely congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
All right, there is the league director, Tyler Hilton, just kind of saying some final closing words there after a successful season 1. And again, we are excited to have Ohio and Indiana Roofing returning to the American Motorsports Association for the Next Gen Series in 2021. Brett Rolls, our first time in the broadcast booth together. Your final thoughts of tonight's All-Star Showdown from Lucas Oil Raceway. A pleasure working with you, sir.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. Yeah, usually I'm in the car and you're the one, calling the action. But, it's obviously, always an honor to share the booth with you. Honestly, this race really impressed me. I thought coming into it we'd see a throttle control race similar to like New Hampshire, but then again a little bit like Bristol too, with how shaped the track is. And I'm telling you, these guys knocked it out of the park. I've never seen the Cup cars on Lucas Oil until tonight, but yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try to get my number 17 car out here for the next season, because yeah, these guys look fun, they look competitive, and you've seen me race on the Monday night stuff, so always looking to step up my competition and get better on the asphalt side. So I'm gonna have to get with Mr. Hilton on this one.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And again, big thank you again to the American Motorsports Association, Mike Massengill and Tyler Hilton, all the admins, everybody involved. Thank you to you, the viewers, the fans that are following your husbands or your brothers or your boyfriends or fiancés or uncles or grandpas or whatever it is along the way, friends, enemies along the way. We thank you so much for following us on the LSR TV as well. Remember, the trucks will fire up in AMA sanctioning in March, and in June or July, Season 2 of the AMA Next Gen Challenge Series. For executive producer Charles Wooten, for tonight's producer of the broadcast, Will Duvall, for Brett Rolls, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations to Steve Baker, Series champion and the All-Star Showdown inaugural winner from Lucas Oil Raceway. And you're all All-Stars in my book. Thank you for an awesome show. God bless you all. Please keep on praying for America. And on behalf of the AMA and LSR TV, we'll see you in 2021.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.